It's Wednesday, June 24th. Today morning, a missing teacher. Winnipeg's homicide unit is investigating the death of a 73-year-old woman in Garden City that's left neighbors shaken. Also today, you can't spray the gay away. How one Manitoba Pride group is turning an act of vandalism into a new outreach opportunity. Plus, promoting U.S. travel, how American companies are trying to lure back Manitoba tourists, and why local businesses are concerned about a quiet summer. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. Happy Wednesday to you. We're halfway through the week. Thank you so much for being with us here on Your Morning Winnipeg. Ainsley is live at Fort White Alive this morning. Throughout the morning, we're going to find out what's going on there this summer. They have a lot of babies, and they have a lot of really cool workshops, as well as tours and walking educational tours as well. So we're going to find out more about that throughout the morning. But if you want to go outside, it's a wet one today.
It sure is, yes, and it's was yesterday, going to continue to be today because we've really been being doused by this low pressure system that southwestern Manitoba ended up in the crosshairs of first, and then it joined us yesterday. Yeah, pretty mucky out there still to start us off on this Wednesday. It's 14 degrees. Those winds out of the north-northeast this hour at 16 kilometers per hour. The barometric pressure, it is falling, and the humidity sitting at 95%. So yeah, as you can see on our radar, this system still really hovering with the most part here in Winnipeg and the Red River Valley, although the kind of remnants of it from behind still really bringing a good amount of rainfall to the southwest. And when we look over to northwestern Ontario, you too, rainfall, scattered showers as you kick off your day. Our futurecast shows us a really interesting picture of how these systems are going to play out, because you can see it's much less pronounced, this system, than yesterday. It was huge. It was basically taking up all of the south. But from here, it's going to be very disorganized and kind of like bursts. I'll show you. You can tell. So as the day progresses, it looks like we're clearing out, but you have these tiny disturbances not picking up on the north, though they also have a 60% chance through much of the region of some rain and thunderstorm activity. Then as the day progresses, look at that. They're kind of like freckles that pop up here and there. So if we do get rainfall, it'll be pretty scattered, and maybe some thunderstorms in there. Again, not terribly organized. And then overnight, it looks like we're starting to clear out again. And then into tomorrow, we get once again a couple resurgences, though a mix of sun and cloud is likely through the province, and our chances of rainfall that day are minimal. For us today, though, pretty strong, about a 60% shot of getting that rain. Again, not as organized as yesterday. 21 degrees is our high. We're getting even warmer tomorrow as we clear out, and by Friday, even though we have overnight showers rolling in, we have a mix of sun and cloud to enjoy first.
Thank you, Catherine. Garden City residents are reeling over a shocking homicide case. The victim, a 73-year-old woman, is being remembered as a friendly neighbor and committed teacher. CTV's Harrison Shin reports.
A rainy day reflecting the somber mood on Primrose Crescent.
Lexi was good to her daughter. She was good to her neighbors, good to even her friends that she had.
She would come over every so often, even to watch a game. She'd come over, and no, I got nothing bad to say. She was the most pleasant neighbor you could ever ask for.
Neighbors of 73-year-old Lexi Smart are in shock. Smart was found dead in this block on June 8th around 8 p.m. according to Winnipeg police.
They had forensics here for 2 days, and they were just coming in and out, and I guess collecting evidence, and they did come talk to us. There were some detectives.
What started as a missing person case is now a homicide investigation. CTV News confirmed Smart's address as 7 Primrose Crescent. Her son answered the door but declined to speak to reporters. Ed Teplisky says Smart had just started work as a full-time teacher.
He was so excited. But nice to see. Lexi was never a person to be down or anything. She was always happy-go-lucky person.
Her neighbors say the loss will leave a big hole.
I keep coming out here, and because I used to see her sitting on her front porch, and I'd wave to her, and I think that, and just talking with her.
Harrison Shin, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Winnipeg police continue to investigate. Anyone with information is asked to contact the homicide unit or Crime Stoppers. First Nations leaders are calling for urgent action to help repatriate a significant collection of Indigenous artifacts from a private collection in Switzerland.
Right now, time is of the essence. We need to get these back or they're going to be sold off, and we don't want to see these items in some billionaire's building in Dubai or New York City.
The items were formerly displayed in a privately owned museum near Zurich and contain what leaders say are sacred and culturally significant belongings. The artifacts, which include ceremonial items, beaded regalia, and historical weapons, originated from Indigenous nations across Canada and the United States. The museum owner has since retired and is seeking 20 million Canadian dollars for the collection. Community leaders are raising the alarm in order to prevent the collection from being broken apart and sold at private auction.
And by bringing them home, that would reconnect our younger generation to the history of our people, and it'll bring back identity to who we are, and it'll help give a better understanding of our culture, spirituality, and our identity to our young generation.
The Swiss Museum is officially closed and the collection has been placed into storage while discussions about its future continues. The U.S. ambassador to Canada says trade talks between Canada and the U.S. are nowhere close to reaching a deal.
In reality, they've never gotten back on track the same way that we've had progress with the Mexicans.
In an exclusive with CTV News, Ambassador Pete Hoekstra says the bones of a deal were in place back in October, but they were derailed by that Ontario anti-tariff ad. Experts suspect the two sides were never that close.
It doesn't sound plausible if we were at a deal then and some extra circumstances came up that stalled the progress we were making. Surely we can get back to that track.
We're now 1 week away from the July 1st CUSMA review deadline. An extreme heat wave is gripping many parts of Europe. Heat alerts are in effect in several countries, including France, where there's been at least 40 drownings since last Thursday. It's forced authorities to issue warnings about swimming in unsupervised bodies of water. The country has issued a red heat alert, the highest level possible in Paris, where temperatures top 37 degrees Celsius. Officials closed the Eiffel Tower, frustrating some tourists.
I am hot, yes, but I won't think that I would be hotter if I go up. If I go up, I should feel cooler. But why they don't close the street then? Close the street if it is hot, right?
In London, any shady spot was a popular attraction as temperatures reached about 36 degrees. June could set a new heat record in Britain. The price to start repairs on Millennium Library Parkade has skyrocketed. A new report from the city's public service says the projected cost for the first phase of repairs has gone up by 56% since the last feasibility study 2 years ago. It's recommending the repairs go ahead, but scale down to stay within the original $14.4 million budget. The repairs would extend the structure's life and give the city the opportunity to explore all future options, including selling it, which the Public Service now says has the best cost-benefit ratio. But Public Works Committee Chair Janice Luke says the city isn't in any rush to sell.
Benefiting the city, we're making money on the parkade right now. It appears that if we do these structural repairs, we will continue making money for the next 20 years. We will see, it's an underground parkade. A lot can happen in 20 years. A lot happens in the world above ground in 20 years. So we're going to reassess it.
The report notes as of last year, the city was making $1.1 million annually from the parkade. Councillors will consider the report Monday. A 4-year-old from Manitoba has helped name one of the RCMP's newest recruits. This is Cruiser with mom Wolk. Harlan from Brandon suggested the name as part of the RCMP's Name the Foal contest. Cruiser is one of 9 foals born this year at the Forces Horse Breeding Farm in Ontario. These horses are bred and trained for the RCMP's musical ride, parades, royal escorts, and other special events. The RCMP has been breeding its own horses for more than 80 years. Researchers with the Institute of Hydrobiology in China have released rare footage of the birth of a finless porpoise calf. Finless porpoises are the only porpoises to not have a true dorsal fin. Xiao, a 26, also known as Little 26 by researchers, was born last month. At birth, it was about 70 centimeters long, a little more than 2 feet, and weighed around 5 kilograms. He's still a few months away from eating solid food, so he'll be sticking pretty close to his mom for a little while. Here's a look at Confusion Corner right now. It looks like things are moving well here, but we do have a traffic alert to tell you about. Lights are blank in all directions on Eagle Drive and Oak Point Highway, so you need to treat that as an all-way stop before proceeding into the intersection. If you have any other traffic tips, please send us a text to let us know. Let's go now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live this morning at Fort White Alive. It's not raining. It doesn't look like it's raining out there. Good morning, Ainsley.
It's not, but the wind just hit the tree and it gave me a little bit of a shower, so that's okay. What a beautiful view I've got right now. Seriously, I'm going to tell my friends back in Ontario that I've purchased a lakefront cabin and I'm very wealthy. But seriously, what a blessing it is to see this morning. All the events, paddle nights, Alive in the Woods, baby bison walks, bison bus tours even. All things you can do this summer at Fort White Alive. And if you're a kid, there's even summer camps that you can register for right now. So things that activities, crafts, there's even a Fort White Farms. So we're going to be looking at some of the products that you can purchase. There's also a social enterprise. One more thing. In terms of events, a wild goose chase. That's all I'm going to say. We'll get the details at 6:42.
It sounds like a lost cause. All right, thank you. Let's go out to the rooftop now. It's looking sunny to start the day.
Yeah, maybe a touch misleading, I should say. But the good news is that's not even true. We're going to get a good amount of sunshine. Clearly, my brain hasn't woken up yet. So while we are in store for another soggy day, this is what I'm trying to say. We have more opportunities for some sunshine, which I'm loving right now. It's 13 degrees out here, partly cloudy skies. Those winds out of the northeast at 17 kilometers per hour. Pressure falling. Humidity says is at 97%. Yes, you're going to want to have one of these handy for the day because we do have about a 60% chance all through southern Manitoba for rainfall and maybe some thunderstorm activity into the afternoon. Winds will be pretty strong out of the southeast at 30 kilometers per hour. Temperatures warmer than what we saw yesterday, peaking all across southern Manitoba into the low 20s. Yesterday, we really had stark differences as well between the forecast in the south and the north. Rainy, cooler for us here in southern Manitoba yesterday, but today the north gets in on the fun, although you will be having some very warm, even above seasonal temperatures in some points. Probably the hot spots of the province will be in northern Manitoba with highs in the upper 20s, but with it you do have a good chance of some rainfall and yes, some thunderstorm activity as well, so you're going to want to grab one of these too. Alrighty, I'm going to head inside, but stay with us. We've got so much more CTV Your Morning Winnipeg still to come. Don't go anywhere.
Weather is brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. Same-day oil and tire changes.
Good morning. Pembina Valley Pride says a billboard in between Morden and Winkler was trying to share a message of belonging to its local LGBTQ2S+ community, but that message wasn't well received by everyone. Someone defaced the billboard, spraying black paint on it. But as CTV's John Hendricks shows you, the vandalism may have backfired.
Today, this billboard located between the communities of Winkler and Morden is advertising burgers, but over the weekend it was advertising something else, intolerance. The sign saying pride belongs in the Pembina Valley was spray painted over.
It doesn't appear that it's just graffiti. It doesn't look like it's just tagged. It looks like they were blatantly covering up the rainbow and the message.
Pauline Emerson-Frabe from Pembina Valley Pride says the vandalism just underscores why they posted the billboard in the first place, to let the LGBTQ+ community know they do belong in the area.
We're not going back in the closet. We want to reiterate to people that just because one or a few people made this statement doesn't erase the fact that you belong here.
Winkler Mayor Henry Siemens tells CTV News this is an unfortunate situation. I'm disappointed it happened. This is not who we are as a community.
If you don't like something, just keep it to yourself. You know, if don't go out and destroy something. It's like if I don't like my neighbor, I'm not going to go over to my neighbor's house and destroy their vehicle.
And if the vandals' goal was to silence their message, it doesn't appear to have been successful. Pembina Valley Pride has taken a picture of the defaced billboard and is now selling it on T-shirts, along with a slogan.
You can't spray the gay away, referring to the spray paint on the sign. And my goodness, if this isn't the biggest campaign most successful campaign we've ever had.
It's not how they wanted to promote their message, but as they say now, they're making lemonade from these lemons. John Hendricks, CTV News, Winkler.
More changes may be coming to Winnipeg's transit system. The Winnipeg Transit Annual Service Plan proposes a number of improvements for the 2027 budget. Among them, a direct connection to the Grace Hospital and shifting some morning trips to later in the day for higher passenger loads. This includes extra trips on the Dalhousie and Killarney routes to accommodate higher evening demand from the University of Manitoba to Pembina Highway. Council is expected to review and prioritize the recommendations. The city has also launched a new interactive dashboard on its website to monitor network performance and help Winnipeggers better understand decisions. We're learning more now about Monday's deadly shooting in Montreal, including what was left behind in the shooter's manifesto. The Quebec coroner's office has confirmed the shooter was Seth Scott Hatfield, a 25-year-old from Lethbridge, Alberta. The manifesto contained violent messages targeting women, police, and others, and concludes with a call for others to arm themselves and enact harm on their perceived opponents. CTV News has made the editorial decision not to quote directly from or publish the document, but we can tell you it makes reference to the state of the Western world and supports anti-women rhetoric consistent with the incel or involuntarily celibate ideology. Lethbridge police are assisting Montreal with the investigation.
It was an act of heroism that I can't highlight further, and I just want his family and his loved ones to know that we are with them and we mourn with them.
Here's what we know about the victims. 34-year-old Constable Mohamed Lamine Ben Redouane grew up in Côte des Neiges and ultimately died protecting the community that raised him. He had served with the Montreal Police Force since 2021. He leaves behind his pregnant wife and young child. 68-year-old Michael Mizrahi was also killed in the gunfire. He spent a lot of time volunteering at an organization that offers meal deliveries for people in need, which is located near the site of the shooting. Friends say he was headed to meet his son for a coffee when he was killed. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has arrived in Abu Dhabi. It's the first leg of a tour of Gulf nations aimed at reassuring allies about the proposed deal to end the war with Iran.
When you talk about, for example, a complete and end of hostilities in the entire region, well, that's not possible. You can't have the end of hostilities and conflicts in the region as long as Iranian proxies are launching missiles and drones from Iraq and are participating in terrorism like Hamas did and like Hezbollah did.
Rubio is also scheduled to visit Kuwait and Bahrain, countries that were hit by Iranian missiles during the war. On Tuesday, Rubio said that Iran will not be allowed to charge tolls on the Strait of Hormuz, something the Gulf states are strongly pushing for. One lucky person could be $10,000 richer thanks to a unique closest to the pin golf contest in Cambridge, Ontario. And get this, the winner doesn't even have to tee off. It was all part of a fundraiser for a nonprofit that supports people with physical disabilities. Donors purchased numbered golf balls, which were then dropped by helicopter onto the 18th green at Galt Country Club. Representatives from the organization will determine which one was closest to the pin. The person who paid for that golf ball will be awarded a $10,000 prize. We have some road closures to remind you about this morning on William Avenue. The westbound curb lane will be closed from Sherbrooke to Tecumseh Street. The westbound curb lane on Higgins Avenue will be closed between Annabella Street and Waterfront Drive, and the southbound curb and left turn lane on Pembina will be closed from Markham Road to Bison Drive. If you have any other traffic tips, please send us a text at 10400.
The CTV Live Eye is brought to you by Bath Fitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution.
Not a great day to hit the link. Sorry, folks, coffee hasn't kicked in yet. But a gorgeous day to get outside and enjoy the sunshine. 13 degrees with those winds. It's out of the north-northeast at 17 kilometers per hour. Pressure is rising. Humidity sitting at 87%. Yeah, we're going to be dealing with some clearer skies than we were yesterday, but not necessarily a drier day. Details on that in a moment. Temperatures, though, kicking off on a very favorable note, particularly in Gimli at 17 degrees. Look at you. 14 in Portage, 13 in Brandon and Dauphin. Over in northwestern Ontario, also 13 degrees this hour. Up north, temperature is very similar to what we're seeing here. Churchill still a bit cool at 6 degrees, while Lynn Lake already in the double digits at 12, Island Lake at 15. Speaking of, the north will actually likely be the hotspot of the province today. Temperatures there peaking in the mid-20s, above seasonal, just gorgeous. However, with it, there is a chance of some rainfall and thunderstorm activity, as is the case through much of Manitoba. You can see this system here really painting a picture on our radar. That system has diminished. The contours of it have kind of weakened, but it is still bringing that threat of rainfall and thunderstorm activity through much of southern Manitoba, Winnipeg included. So you're going to want to dress the kids appropriately on these last final days of school. 15 degrees as they arrive at class, maybe some rainfall, a little bit, a stray raindrop or two. 18 as they take lunch, and then as they head home, there is that chance of some instability worked in there as temperatures rise to 20 degrees. We're getting a hair warmer than that, 21. Rainfall likely continuing overnight. Chance of it sticking around till tomorrow, but more likely a mix of sun and cloud. These guys seem to be enjoying the weather, grazing there near Kelwood. Thanks for sending that in, and keep your weather pictures coming to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
The Winnipeg Folk Festival is on the horizon, and we have a contest for you. Father John Misty will take the main stage on Thursday, July the 9th. This week, we will be giving away a pair of tickets for the opening night of the festival. To enter, head to the contest page on our website, ctvwinnipeg.ca. And don't forget to enter the keyword world. Good luck. Today is one of the biggest soccer games in Canadian history, with the national team set to take on Switzerland in Vancouver, aiming for a win or a draw in the hopes of playing at BC Place Stadium in the knockout round of the World Cup. With more on what's at stake, here's CTV's Andrew Johnson.
It was a glorious rout, a 6-goal shutout, including hat-trick heroics from Jonathan David, earning the Canadian men their first ever World Cup win and doing it at home. A victory the team enjoyed briefly before flipping the switch to the Swiss.
We know that as proud as we are of the performance against Qatar, that to really capitalize on that performance, we need to back it up with an even better one against Switzerland.
You just have to appreciate what happened next game, but on to the next.
The team will hit a FIFA fork in the road, potentially moving in very different directions depending what happens Wednesday. A win or draw against higher-ranked Switzerland secures a knockout round game for Canada at BC Place and a week of rest. A loss, and they'll likely take off for Los Angeles and play days earlier. Canada's preference is clear.
Staying here in Vancouver is definitely our #1 goal.
They were on the field, the University of British Columbia. Alphonso Davies among them, the injured superstar available to play, but he will not start. A game that another Canadian legend says could further cement soccer into the Canadian consciousness.
The further that they go in this tournament, the more and more momentum is going to build.
Canada's final group stage match is sold out, but hit the online resale market, and the price to watch the Canadians make soccer history win, lose, or draw is about $1,400 a seat. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
And if you don't want to pay $1,400, you can watch the game right here starting at 2 p.m. on CTV, TSN, and streaming on Crave. Here's probably a biased prediction from a wildlife park in Rio on the match tonight between Brazil and Scotland. Their Jaguar was presented with a box representing each team, and she picked the Brazilian one. These videos aren't just meant for social media. Keepers say activities like this are meant to stimulate natural behaviors like claw use, swimming, vocalizing, and social interaction. Here's a look outside now at Portage Avenue at Polo Park. Look at that sunbeam shining on the city. It looks beautiful to start off this Wednesday morning. We're taking a break. We'll be back right after this.
Casting our eye to the skies, looking much clearer than this time yesterday. 13 degrees with that mix of sun and cloud. Winds out of the north-northeast at 17 kilometers per hour. Pressure is falling, humidity sitting at 97%. So yes, while we will be getting a fair bit more sunshine today than we saw yesterday in southern Manitoba, we're still not totally done with the rainfall. You can see the system has broken up, lost a bit of its gusto, if you will, but it is still very much lingering in southern Manitoba. The bulk of it, however, has migrated over to northwestern Ontario. With it, that scattered thunderstorm activity possible today. Not the only place, though, likely to still be dealing with that rainfall. Northern Manitoba also has a chance as well, as we contend with a 60% chance of rainfall and thunderstorm activity by Environment and Climate Change Canada's estimation here in Winnipeg. A high of 21 degrees today. We're starting to bounce back a little bit with our temperatures. 24 is more what's typical. These northeasterly winds are here to stay through the day, gusting as strongly as 30 kilometers per hour, with that rainfall risk as well as those thunderstorms. That's likely into the afternoon. Overnight tonight, we hang on to that as well. Could be stray raindrop territory, nothing terribly organized, but still damp nonetheless. 12 degrees with that 40% chance of showers. And then tomorrow, still, there's a slight chance of some rainfall and thunderstorms. Likely, though, it'll be a mix of sun and cloud as we return to more seasonal values at 24 degrees and those northwesterly winds persisting at 20 kilometers per hour. From there, we've got a little bit of everything headed our way for the weekend. We start off on a warm note, 25 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud, and then overnight showers roll in, setting the stage for a rather rainy weekend. 23 and 20 degrees respectively as the rain continues off and on, and we kick off next work week on the same note with a high of 25.
Thank you, Catherine. Winnipeg police made 2 arrests Monday in connection to a pair of separate homicides. The first is an update to an incident which unfolded last Thursday, June 18th. 55-year-old Ronald Alexander Greco Finley was stabbed and later died following what police are calling an unprovoked attack in Point Douglas. Police say a 37-year-old man was arrested shortly before noon Monday near Main Street and Logan Avenue. He's in custody charged with manslaughter. And 2 hours later, police and tactical units arrested a 28-year-old man in the William White neighborhood. His arrest was in connection to a fatal assault outside Salter Market Convenience on June the 8th. The victim in that incident was identified as 34-year-old Kyle Christopher Desjarlis. Half a dozen schools in Thompson were evacuated Tuesday after several bomb threats. RCMP were sent to the schools, all of which are located within the city, to clear the buildings. In the end, the force says no suspicious packages were found. All the schools were closed for the rest of the day. An investigation is underway. However, so far, no arrests have been made. Winnipeg Transit Plus is recommending several policy changes to increase accessibility. It's seeking to expand who qualifies for Transit Plus. The current policy is based on a medical diagnosis model, but the change would focus on those who are unable to use conventional transit some or all of the time due to physical, cognitive, and sensory abilities. The no-show and late cancellation policy would also be replaced with a new one, which focuses on clear expectations and education while offering flexibility for unexpected situations. And the current 2-bag policy would be eliminated, instead allowing customers to bring as many items as they can manage in their own seat space without interfering with other customers and mobility. The updates go to council for consideration on July 16th. A new campaign is trying to entice Manitobans back across the border. Drivers in Winnipeg might notice a billboard from North Dakota Tourism highlighting its state as close to home. And as CTV's Jeff Keel shows you, new data shows the number of Canadians traveling south may be on the rise.
Over the years, Christina Roberts traveled to the U.S. for entertainment and shopping.
Like different stores, yes, and concerts that might not come here.
But since Trump's second term, Roberts has no desire to cross the border.
I support the American people because I don't believe they all voted for that guy, but I mean, they're threatening us.
She's not alone. Throughout 2025 and early 2026, the number of Canadians traveling to the U.S. has been down. Now, this billboard around the corner from Roberts' house in Wolseley is calling on Manitobans to make the short trip to North Dakota.
It just makes me think that they're probably struggling financially right now, and especially border towns.
The marketing campaign Close to Home, Far from Ordinary is from the North Dakota Tourism Branch, and signs like this may be working. StatsCan data from April shows for the first time in 15 months, Canadian return trips from the United States are up 1.8% year over year. Canadian pride might not be the only reason people have been avoiding Fargo or Grand Forks. Fuel costs have likely kept people idle.
We expect to see a lot of local businesses marketing towards people right in their community.
The Canadian Federation of Independent Business says 86% of their members are worried gas prices will hurt local tourism within our borders.
That, big road trips may be off the agenda this summer as we see fuel prices continue to skyrocket. But that doesn't mean there's not an opportunity to support those local small businesses right in our community.
Those fuel expenses could drive Christina Roberts to stay put.
Everything costs more right now, so do I have money to go on a vacation? I have vacation time this summer, but I'm probably going to be at home.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Ottawa is expected to name the first major projects to receive a national interest designation today. Multiple reports say they are the Grays Bay Road and Port Project in Nunavut and the Mackenzie Valley Highway Project in the Northwest Territories. A national interest designation means the projects would be fast-tracked under the Building Canada Act. 15 projects have been referred to the Major Projects Office. So far, none of them has been given a national interest designation. A familiar face is returning to Princess Auto Stadium. Quarterback Drew Brown is leaving the Ottawa Red Blacks and returning to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Through the trade deal, Ottawa is getting Winnipeg's 2026 first-round draft pick, with Ottawa throwing in their second-round draft spot for 2027. Brown was a Bomber from 2021 to 23 before being traded to Ottawa in 2024. It's summer, which means it's time to ditch the coat. These camels at the Toronto Zoo certainly got the zoo shedding their coats this week on World Camel Day. They naturally shed their fluffy winter look for a lighter summer wardrobe, but sometimes they need a little help. Staff say their thick winter coats can help them withstand temperatures as low as -40 degrees Celsius. And in the summer, they can stay comfortable in 40-degree heat. Here's a look at what's going on now on the Norwood Bridge. It looks like things are still quite light starting off this Wednesday morning. If you see any problems out on the streets, please send us a text. Here's a look at your gas prices in Winnipeg. The average is $1.58. It's 5 cents higher than it was yesterday. The lowest price in the city is $1.42, found at Domo and Canco on Portage. All this information is on GasBuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today.
Ainsley is live at Fort White Alive this morning. This is the view she is going to show you coming up after the break. Stay with us.
Weather is brought to you by the Better Business Bureau. Research at bbb.org before you buy.
It is dry up here on the rooftop, but hasn't been the case in the last 24 hours, as evidenced by my trusty rain gauge. We picked up about, let's see, half an inch here of rain that fell between yesterday and today. And we got some more totals from yesterday's rainfall from Environment and Climate Change Canada. Looks to be the hardest hit area was Stonewall at 65 millimeters. Certainly an area that didn't need more rainfall after that rough storm earlier this month. Also Carmen, 43 millimeters, while the rest of southern Manitoba got some pretty scattered precipitation. And that will be the case again today because that same system that gave us that good dousing likely to return the favor once again. Another couple of millimeters could be coming our way, scattered through the morning and afternoon, and maybe some instability wrapped in there. Temperatures a little bit warmer than yesterday, though, peaking in the low 20s. Meanwhile, we're also going to be dealing with a good amount of sunshine as well, as you can already see, setting the stage for a decent day. Meanwhile, northern Manitoba, so clear and sunny yesterday, also has a chance of some rainfall, though your temperatures up and away, highs in the mid-20s. You're likely the hotspot of the province today. Now we're heading on over to Fort White Alive, where Ainsley McPhail is spending a lovely morning. Ainsley.
Thank you so much. Liz Wilson is joining us now at this beautiful location, Fort White Alive. I can't believe just how stunning the patio is.
I know, right? We were just saying how lucky we are that this is a place we get to come to work every day. And so I'm just thrilled that we can invite Winnipeggers to come and visit Fort White Alive this summer. We are on one of Winnipeg's best kept secrets. This is like one of the most beautiful patio spots in the city. So people can come down and check out the Buffalo Stone Cafe here. There's a new summer menu that Chef Chrissy has cooked up, and you can enjoy a beverage. We have specialty beers that are crafted for us by One Great City Brewery as well. So it's a pretty nice summer patio spot here.
And if you need an excuse too, there's tons of events.
There are. This is really a great place to come and just enjoy the outdoors. So we have 660 acres here at Fort White Alive, and there's tons of things that you can do with your family, individuals, older adults. We have something for everyone. And if you check out our website at fortwhite.org, there's a calendar of events that tells you just what's going on every day.
The one day Kenny and I got to do the bison safari, and I understand that there's a few bison-related events. What would you recommend? Because there is quite a few.
There is. It depends what you're into. If you want to do something a little more active, there's bison baby walks. So we have 11 calves born so far this year in our bison herd. So you can take a walk with one of our educators, our interpreters. They'll take you out and wander down and look at the bison. Or you can go on a bison bus tour, and those are booked through July. You can check our website for that as well. And you go right up close and personal in the bison paddock.
Oh, I love that. For the kids, there's camps coming up if you want to keep them busy.
Absolutely. Summer camps are huge here. And there's also paddle nights for adults. Tuesday, Thursday nights, you can come and explore our lakes too.
Anything else that I'm missing? We've got about 30 seconds left in the segment.
There's just so much to do for adults as well. We have 7 kilometers of trails. So whether you want to walk, wheel, or bike, or run on our trails here, that's always something fun to do. And we've got some special events. There's an edibles walk, which is not what it sounds like. It's actually learning from a forager about what you can find on site here.
Liz, thank you so much. We've got more coming up after the break.
Here's a look at the early markets. The Dow Jones is 66 points lower. The Nasdaq added 129 points. The S&P index is flat. The Canadian dollar decreased to 70.25 cents U.S. Overseas, the Hang Seng is slightly up, and the Nikkei fell 613 points. Good morning. It is 6:46. Additional RCMP units are being deployed to a northern community after a series of violent incidents, which Mounties blame on gang activity. Over the course of about 70 minutes early Friday morning, RCMP received 5 calls about escalating violence in Leaf Rapids. It included 3 reports of gunshots, one of which hit a house, 4 suspects stealing gas, and an abandoned home being set on fire. Then early Tuesday morning, RCMP say a 17-year-old boy was shot. He's now in hospital in stable condition. Anyone with information is asked to contact Leaf Rapids RCMP or Crime Stoppers. Some Manitoba voters will be heading to the voting booth this summer. A by-election is being held next month in the northern riding of the Pas-Kamisak. The by-election is set to take place on July 21st. The seat had been held by New Democrat Amanda Laughlin, who died in March at age 49 after taking a leave of absence due to health issues. Laughlin was the first First Nations woman ever elected to the Manitoba legislature in 2015. The province is continuing to make improvements to Provincial Trunk Highway 2. Work is being planned in the Westman region on a 22-kilometer stretch of highway spanning from the west junction of Provincial Trunk Highway 21 to 2 kilometers west of 250 near Souris. It's currently in its design phase. A shoulder restoration project is also planned for a 20-kilometer stretch along where the highway intersects with Highway 83. That project is expected to cost $350,000. Work is set to begin next year. The city plans to end a pedestrian scramble pilot program in the Exchange District due to mixed results and the low number of people crossing. A pedestrian scramble means all lights at an intersection turn red, allowing pedestrians to cross in any direction. It was set up at King Street and Bannatyne Avenue a year ago. Based on public feedback, the Public Service says pedestrians generally said they felt safer, but many felt the intersection was already safe before the change. It also saw only about 2,000 people cross the intersection in a 12-hour period. Most pedestrian scrambles are put in place when there are 2,000 or more per hour. The Public Service concluded its report by saying it's unlikely there are any intersections in the city with enough foot traffic to warrant a scramble. A Toronto police officer killed in the line of duty will be laid to rest today. A procession will take the casket of Constable Mark Pinizotto to the Toronto Congress Centre. A private funeral service will then be held. Constable Pinizotto was an 18-year veteran with Toronto Police. He was shot and killed almost 2 weeks ago while investigating a string of shootings in the Toronto area. A trade mission to Japan is underway with a focus on the defense industry.
We're interested in what Japan has to offer, and we're interested in what we have to offer the Japanese. That's what the defense industrial strategy is all about. It's all about making sure that we have a good relationship bilaterally with not just Japan, but many countries in the world.
Defense Minister David McGuinty toured a newly commissioned warship in Japan. Japan has already sold a fleet of the frigates to Australia and is looking for more buyers. McGuinty is in Japan as part of a Team Canada trade mission. 300 executives representing 175 Canadian companies are in the country this week to drum up business. It's the largest trade mission the government has launched in Asia. The world's biggest sail-powered cargo ship has made its first call in Canada.
Sometimes we're going to be using only the sail, and sometimes we're going to do the navigation on an hybrid mode.
The Neoliner Original is 136 meters long and capable of carrying 5,000 tons of cargo. Its route includes stops in France, Baltimore, and now Halifax. While regular cargo ships burn through up to 15 tons of fuel a day, the Neoliner uses 1.5 tons. The ship also has 6 cabins for passengers who want to go along for the ride. All right, here's some reminders about road closures today on William Avenue. The westbound curb lane will be closed from Sherbrooke to Tecumseh Street. The westbound curb lane on Higgins Avenue will be closed between Annabella Street and Waterfront Drive. And the southbound curb and left turn lane on Pembina will be closed from Markham Road to Bison Drive. If you have any other traffic tips, send us a text.
Casting our eye to the very pleasant sky this morning. 13 degrees out there with a mix of sun and cloud. Winds are out of the north-northeast at 17 kilometers per hour. Pressure is falling. Humidity at 97%. Pleasant start to the day, especially compared to yesterday when it was downright soggy. However, it's not totally in our rear view mirror, meaning you got to keep the umbrellas handy today. As judging by our radar, you can see yesterday it was pretty enveloped by a big green low pressure system. Today, it's sort of broken up, but the remnants of it still very much lingering here in southern Manitoba. And we're actually not the only stretch likely to get some rainfall today. The north now joining in on all that fun with some very warm temperatures. Look at this, 26 degrees in Thompson, 24 in Island Lake and Gillam, Churchill at 15 degrees. So Thompson does have a slight chance of some rainfall and thunderstorm activity, while the rest of this stretch, mix of sun and cloud, clearer the further north you go. To the northwest, where you have a stronger chance of getting a bit of that moisture and instability, still very warm temperatures. Lynn Lake above seasonal at 25 degrees, 21 in Flin Flon, Opaskwayak Cree Nation in the Paw at 24. Same goes for you folks in Norway House. Southwestern Manitoba slightly cooler, but you too are likely to get some rainfall and thunderstorm activity today. Let me move out of the way. Temperatures peaking in the low 20s. For us here, much the same with some decently strong southeasterly winds and that rainfall instability likely into the afternoon. Northwestern Ontario, the bulk of that system has ended up in your region. Temperatures warm in the mid-20s, but again, could be a soggy one. Overnight, we have a chance of that rainfall persisting, but tomorrow looks to brighten up nicely with temperatures peaking at 24 degrees.
Thank you, Catherine. Let's check in now on Bo and Gabby at Bounce 99.9. Good morning, you two. Happy Wednesday.
Oh, the sun is shining. We got to enjoy that. I'm very happy about that. And I'll be happy if Canada, if we can get at least a tie today, we're in. We could lose and still get in, but let's go for it. Go Canada, go this afternoon at 2 o'clock. I'm enjoying it.
And of course, also big right now, Toy Story 5 getting rave reviews at the box office. I'm supposed to go see it next week. Cannot wait for that. So we started talking about all the children's animated movies that we love, Rochelle.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite or a couple maybe?
Okay, well, I'm a huge fan of Shrek. Even to this day, I could watch that first movie and still laugh my butt off. I love the donkey. The donkey has the most iconic lines. Every time I watch it, I still laugh. One of my favorite lines, so you're so wrapped up in layers, Onion Boy, when he calls Shrek an Onion Boy. There's so many lines from Donkey that's all I need is Donkey alone. He could have his own show. But I'm excited about the new Shrek that's coming out next year as well, even though the animation's a little different, but I'm excited.
Oh, yeah, I love Shrek too. Also, we love, right, Despicable Me. I think you're a fan too.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Gru.
Despicable Me is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Minions, of course. Also, how about Up? I could cry just thinking about that movie, but I love to watch it.
So good.
Lilo and Stitch. I love Stitch. How about you, Bo?
Never seen that
Well,
one.
it started with No, okay.
So
I
good.
started with the Ninja Turtles because that was the first movie I took my my oldest son to, and I think he was 5 or 6.
Oh.
So I love all the turtle movies. There's a movie called Brave Little Toaster. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Yes.
It's just the cutest animated feature
Aw.
about a toaster of all things. It's a great movie. And then of course with grandkids, I've gotten to see all the great movies now that are out. They're I think they're made for kids but aimed at adults
Oh,
or
for
something because
sure.
I really enjoy them. So I look forward to Toy Story number 5 as well. Maybe I'll come along with you guys.
You might get an invite if you behave yourself.
Sounds like a good deal. All right, well, thanks to you guys. Enjoy the movie, Gabby. A Vancouver woman turned the ordinary into something extraordinary. After deciding life is too short to be boring, she found a unique way to make her dull days feel dynamic. CTV's Adam Sawatsky has the story.
After spending years working at home,
I was just a mom. Life was dull.
Anne Bruin's weekdays were feeling like a grind.
Get the kids off to school, come home, clean the house, make the man, do shopping, blah, blah, blah.
So one day, Anne decided to do something about it. Hung a couple chalkboards on her fence
Whimsy's important.
and started writing hundreds of daily quotes for the people passing, like, "I'm an adult in the same way a tomato is a fruit."
It's nice to be able to make somebody smile.
So, while waiting for her kids to safely cross this busy intersection on their way home from school, Anne wondered about other ways she could make her days feel more dynamic.
So I thought it would be funny, because I like to be goofy, I'll just throw on a costume.
So, every day after school, Anne waited while wearing something different.
And my kid came home and ran in the house, and I just stayed out there because I was having such a good time.
Oh, it was so much fun. Anne started building props to support her costumes. From a giant Barbie box, to the couch from Friends, to the current and permanent Game of Thrones throne.
I always felt like I was wearing a mask anyways. You know, you're trying to be cool. You're trying to be the good parent at school. You're always wearing something.
But now that she has the opportunity to express her authentic self, Anne feels she's become even better at playing all the roles that once felt dull.
Now, I get all my stuff done first thing in the morning. I rip through it all, and I have the afternoon free. I can go play.
And while Anne's grateful to have the time to be creative,
I'm so lucky.
and appreciates all the positive feedback it inspires,
They did a 3D Game of Thrones chair. I love it.
and ultimately hopes her front yard inspires people of all ages to do your thing and don't care if others like it.
You don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. I don't ever plan on growing old.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.
That's a great way to think about things. Here's a look at what's happening outside on McPhillips Street. Things are picking up in this part of the city. We're going to take a break now. We'll be right back. It's Wednesday, June 24th. Today, community mourns how a beloved Winnipeg teacher's death turned into a homicide investigation is raising new questions in Garden City. Plus, Sacred Return, why First Nations leaders are calling for urgent action to recover culturally significant artifacts before a possible private sale. And Full Fame, a Manitoba 4-year-old helps name an RCMP horse that's already stealing the spotlight. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba at 7 o'clock on your Wednesday. Thank you so much for being with us here on Your Morning Winnipeg. Now, it's hard to believe, but the city of Dauphin is about to fill up with a bunch of cowboy hats and cowboy boots because Dauphin Country Fest is back this weekend. We're going to find out a little bit more on who will be there. Of course, I've heard Jelly Roll is going to be there, which is pretty huge. Oh. There's so many other performers, some local performers as well. So we're going to find out a little bit more on what's on tap this weekend in the city of Dauphin. But weather-wise, when we head into the weekend, it's not looking good with rain.
They might want to pair their cowboy boots and cowboy hats with maybe a poncho that's good at absorbing and deflecting water, because yes, it is going to be a little bit mucky out there this weekend. Although let's stick to the here and now, because it's looking gorgeous as we start off on this Wednesday. Some much needed sunshine, although there is a good sprinkling of cloud coverage as well. It's 13 degrees out there with that dose of sunshine. Winds are out of the north-northeast east at 17 kilometers per hour. Pressure is falling, humidity sitting at 97%. We've been dogged by this rainfall for the last couple of days, particularly the southwest. You can see you still have a little bit of activity in your skies this morning. Hasn't totally processed any rain yet, but you're looking at the chance of rainfall and thunderstorm activity throughout the day. As for us here in Winnipeg and the surrounding Red River Valley, you can see the system really swirling around these parts, but the bulk of it has really traveled to northwestern Ontario, where you too could be dealing with a good amount of rainfall and yes, some thunderstorms likely into the afternoon hours. You can see we're waking up to a good amount of cloud coverage in southern Manitoba. The north clearer, although you will see a little bit build throughout the day. You're also not totally exempt. You're starting to see these little flickers, these little freckles of instability, bringing a good chance of rainfall to northern Manitoba and a stronger shot to us here in Winnipeg and the Red River Valley, about a 60% chance of rain and thunderstorm activity. As the day progresses, you can see they kind of scatter around the screen. They're very disorganized, so if you get rainfall, it won't be terribly concentrated, unlike yesterday, but should taper off overnight, setting the stage for a decently sunny day and a warm one ahead. In terms of our temperatures, we're getting up to high today of 21 degrees. 24 is what's typical. And then into Thursday, lots of sunshine. We're rebounding again with our temperatures, a warm high of 24 degrees. Your weather art of the day drawn by just 2-year-old Scarlett. That one is for her mother. You are my sunshine. Adorable and a lovely addition to our weather art of the day contest. Meanwhile, we want to see your child's weather art of the day. To submit it, you can visit our website, CTV News Winnipeg. Don't forget to fill out the form, because your art can not only be shown on Your Morning Winnipeg, it's also going to enter you into our monthly contest for a chance to win a $100 gift card from Crockadoodle on Kenaston.
The weather art of the day is brought to you by Crockadoodle. Spend quality time with loved ones and paint memories together.
Garden City residents are reeling over a shocking homicide case. The victim, a 73-year-old woman, is being remembered as a friendly neighbor and committed teacher. CTV's Harrison Shin reports.
A rainy day reflecting the somber mood on Primrose Crescent.
Lexi was good to her daughter. She was good to her neighbors, good to even her friends that she had.
She would come over every so often, even to watch a game. She'd come over, and no, I got nothing bad to say. She was the most pleasant neighbor you could ever ask for.
Neighbors of 73-year-old Lexi Smart are in shock. Smart was found dead in this block on June 8th around 8 p.m. according to Winnipeg Police.
They had forensics here for 2 days, and they were just coming in and out and I guess collecting evidence, and they did come talk to us. There were some detectives.
What started as a missing person case is now a homicide investigation. CTV News confirmed Smart's address as 7 Primrose Crescent. Her son answered the door but declined to speak to reporters. Ed Teplisky says Smart had just started work as a full-time teacher.
He was so excited, but nice to see. Lexi was never a person to be down or anything. She was always happy-go-lucky person.
Her neighbors say the loss will leave a big hole.
Keep coming out here, and because I used to see her sitting on her front porch, and I'd wave to her, and I think that, and just talking with her.
Harrison Shin, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Winnipeg police continue to investigate. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Homicide Unit or Crime Stoppers. First Nations leaders are calling for urgent action to help repatriate a significant collection of Indigenous artifacts from a private collection in Switzerland.
Right now, time is of the essence. We need to get these back or they're going to be sold off. And we don't want to see these items in some billionaire's building in Dubai or New York City.
The items were formerly displayed in a privately owned museum near Zurich and contain what leaders say are sacred and culturally significant belongings. The artifacts, which include ceremonial items, beaded regalia, and historical weapons, originated from Indigenous nations across Canada and the United States. The museum owner has since retired and is seeking 20 million Canadian dollars for the collection. Community leaders are raising the alarm in order to prevent the collection from being broken apart and sold at private auction.
And by bringing them home, that would reconnect our younger generation to the history of our people, and it'll bring back identity to who we are, and it'll help give a better understanding of our culture, spirituality, and our identity to our young generation.
The Swiss Museum is officially closed, and the collection has been placed into storage while discussions about its future continues. We're learning more now about Monday's deadly shooting in Montreal, including what was left behind in the shooter's manifesto. The Quebec coroner's office has confirmed the shooter was Seth Scott Hatfield, a 25-year-old from Lethbridge, Alberta. The manifesto contained violent messages targeting women, police, and others, and concludes with a call for others to arm themselves and enact harm on their perceived opponents. CTV News has made the editorial decision not to quote directly from or publish the document, but we can tell you it makes reference to the state of the Western world and supports anti-women rhetoric consistent with the incel or involuntarily celibate ideology. Lethbridge police are assisting Montreal with the investigation.
It was an act of heroism that I can't highlight further, and I just want his family and his loved ones to know that we are with them and we mourn with them.
Here's what we know about the victims. 34-year-old Constable Mohamed Lamine Benray Doan grew up in Côte des Neiges and ultimately died protecting the community that raised him. He had served with the Montreal Police Force since 2021. He leaves behind his pregnant wife and young child. 68-year-old Michael Mizrahi, who was also killed in the gunfire. He spent a lot of time volunteering at an organization that offers meal deliveries for people in need, which is located near the site of the shooting. Friends say he was headed to meet his son for a coffee when he was killed. The U.S. ambassador to Canada says trade talks between Canada and the U.S. are nowhere close to reaching a deal.
In reality, they've never gotten back on track the same way that we've had progress with the Mexicans.
In an exclusive with CTV News, Ambassador Pete Hoekstra said the bones of a deal were in place back in October, but they were derailed by that Ontario anti-tariff ad. Experts suspect the two sides were never that close.
Doesn't sound plausible if we were at a deal then and some extra circumstances came up that stalled the progress we were making. Surely we can get back to that track.
We're now 1 week away from the July 1st CUSMA review deadline. Ever wonder what happens to concert merch that goes unsold? A lot of it ends up in warehouses. Universal Music Group is trying something new. They're taking more than 400,000 unsold t-shirts and upcycling them into blank shirts and hoodies. They can be then used by artists heading out on tour. Punk band Social Distortion will be selling these upcycled shirts during their European tour. Here's a look at what's happening now on Osborne Street. Still quite light, as you can see, starting off this Wednesday morning. If you have any traffic tips to share with us, please send us a text to let us know.
Oil prices continue their decline as more tankers cross the Strait of Hormuz and U.S.-Iran peace talks advance. Both countries have signaled progress toward ending the war, although negotiations are likely to be lengthy and claims from the two sides have diverged. A drop in fuel prices has prompted Porter Airlines to reduce a surcharge it tacked onto rewards flight redemptions earlier this year. The airline says the $40 surcharge was brought in March for all VI Porter reward flight redemptions to offset global aviation fuel prices, but it will now be halved to $20. In a massive study, researchers from the National University of Singapore found that both lower and higher income individuals are significantly more likely to buy fake luxury items than middle-income consumers. They found low-income earners were more likely to buy lower-tier luxury items, knockoffs, of course, while the wealthy would buy higher-quality knockoffs. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Let's go back now to Fort White Alive, where our Ainsley McPhail is enjoying the morning sunshine. Good morning, Ainsley.
Oh, isn't it like a postcard? And you can't see my feet, but there was chipmunks all around. I feel like Snow White. It's absolutely the best. Lots to do here at Fort White Alive, including paddle nights, a great opportunity to enjoy the sunshine and get on the water. There's baby bison walks. There's even an opportunity to take a look at some locally grown mushrooms. Oh, and the Fort White Farms. We're going to have a conversation with them coming up later on in the show and see what products they have. They also have a social enterprise there. For the kids, there are summer camps coming up, but we got to find ways to get the kids in nature and off of their devices. So what a perfect way to do that. Just sit and enjoy it all.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ainsley. And when it's sunny like that, you do want to get outside. Oh, I see you have your rain gauge. What's up with that?
I've got my prop here, Rochelle.
Yeah.
Yes, when it's sunny, get out and enjoy, because yesterday we know it certainly wasn't. It was mucky, it was rainy, and I pulled out my rain gauge here because I dumped it right before the rain started yesterday, and it measured about ½ an inch of rainfall here on our rooftop. And yes, much of the province was doused, and some of the hardest hit areas, we have some updated numbers for Environment and Climate Change Canada this morning. The hardest hit area looks to be Stonewall, unfortunately, with 65 millimeters. We know that community was just deluged during that rough spring storm earlier this month, followed closely then by Carmen at 43 millimeters. So much of southern Manitoba, though, might not have been quite hit as hard. We still dealt with a good amount of rainfall, likely to continue today. Another couple millimeters are possible. However, as you can tell, we've already got a lot more sunshine than we saw yesterday, and that system is really losing its heft. So it'll likely stump just a couple millimeters here or there, disorganized, maybe some instability wrapped in there. With it, highs are decent in the low 20s. For us in Winnipeg, it's 21 degrees. Northern Manitoba, not totally exempt either. Grab the umbrellas because you have a chance of a little bit of rainfall into the afternoon.
Weather is brought to you by Blinds Are Beautiful. Our new Hunter Douglas showroom is at 900 Lorimer.
Thank you, Catherine. It's time now for our question of the day. If you caught our chat with Bounce a little earlier in the 6 o'clock hour, we talked about kids' movies. So we want to know, what's your favorite kids' movie? You can text your answer to 10400. Make sure to follow the automated instructions so we can feature your response, and don't forget to include your name, please.
Question of the day, brought to you by Provivo, Manitoba's #1 cool sculpting clinic. Science-backed body contouring.
At Your Morning Winnipeg, we're all about celebrating your amazing pets, furry, feathered, or scaly. Your Pet of the Week submissions are amazing. We want more, whether it's dogs, cats, birds, or any other pet pals. Send them our way. Drop your pet photos and a fun little story about them to petoftheweek@ctv.ca, and then catch us every Thursday to find out if your pet is our Pet of the Week on Your Morning Winnipeg. We're going to take a break now. We'll be back right after this. Good morning. More changes may be coming to Winnipeg's transit system. The Winnipeg Transit Annual Service Plan proposes a number of improvements for the 2027 budget. Among them, a direct connection to the Grace Hospital and shifting some morning trips to later in the day for higher passenger loads. This includes extra trips on the Dalhousie and Killarney routes to accommodate higher evening demand from the University of Manitoba to Pembina Highway. Council is expected to review and prioritize the recommendations. The city has also launched a new interactive dashboard on its website to monitor network performance and help Winnipeggers better understand decisions. They can be found in cookware and even drinking water. Now, new research suggests exposure to PFAS during pregnancy may affect a child's health. The so-called forever chemicals are widely used and found at low levels throughout the environment. A study of a Swedish community with unusually high exposure in its water supply found children who had significant exposure in the womb were more likely to develop asthma. But researchers emphasize the link was only observed in the highest exposure level, not at the typical everyday levels most people encounter. To limit exposure, you can install a water filter, avoid heating food or liquids in plastic containers, and replace non-stick pans with stainless steel, cast iron, or ceramic cookware. A familiar face is returning to Princess Auto Stadium. Quarterback Drew Brown is leaving the Ottawa Red Blacks and returning to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Through the trade deal, Ottawa is getting Winnipeg's 2026 first-round draft pick, with Ottawa throwing in their second-round draft spot for 2027. Brown was a Bomber from 2021 to 23 before being traded to Ottawa in 2024. A 4-year-old from Manitoba has helped name one of the RCMP's newest recruits. This is Cruiser with mom Wolke. Harlan from Brandon suggested the name as part of the RCMP's Name the Foal contest. Cruiser is one of 9 foals born this year at the Force's horse breeding farm in Ontario. These horses are bred and trained for the RCMP's musical ride, parades, royal escorts, and other special events. The RCMP has been breeding its own horses for more than 80 years. Here's a look at what's happening now in traffic along the St. James Bridge. Things are moving well over here, as you can see. If you encounter any problems out on the streets, please send us a text when it's safe and legal to do so.
Traffic is brought to you by Curtis Carpets, Manitoba's flooring experts.
In entertainment, a pair of Winnipeggers is about to head out on an amazing adventure.
Hi, I'm Sasha. I'm Sebastien. We are brothers from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and we're ready to take over this race. Sebastien is my older brother.
That's right. The Métis brothers are getting set to take part in season 12 of The Amazing Race Canada. Sasha is a custom upholsterer and musician, while Sebastien is a realtor and skeleton athlete. They'll compete against 9 other teams, which include Miss Universe Canada 2020, Twin Sisters, and the godfather of Canadian hip-hop, Maestro Fresh West. The adventure begins July 7th in Whistler, BC, with one of the biggest twists in the show's history. You can catch it right here on CTV. Fear, despair, and nihilism. The dark side of human nature is on full display during a week-long film festival here in Winnipeg.
There's growing evidence overnight from scientists and observers in many countries that there have been 2 nuclear explosions in the Middle East.
That's 1984's Threads, a film about the anxiety and desperation of ordinary people during nuclear war. It's one of several films being screened this week at Cinematheque for Bleak Week, showcasing the greatest, darkest movies from around the world. Bleak Week runs until Sunday. Head to davebarbercinematheque.com for the lineup and tickets. A Juno Award-winning singer-songwriter has Winnipeg on her radar. Amanda Marshall is bringing her Dirty 30 tour, Pearl Celebration Diamond Legacy, to the Burton Cummings Theatre this fall. The tour marks 30 years since her debut. Marshall is best known for pop rock hits like Let It Rain and Birmingham. The show kicks off on November 28th at Burton Cummings Theatre. Tickets go on sale June 26th at 10 a.m. Your primetime lineup today kicks off with The Big Bang Theory at 7. The Rainmaker comes next at 8. Then at 9, catch The Rebuild inside the Montreal Canadiens. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
The CTV Live Eye is brought to you by Bath Fitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution.
My friends and I are huge Amanda Marshall fans. We've seen her twice. She's incredible. We are psyched for this tour. Anyway, also pretty excited for what Mother Nature is performing for us this morning. Lots of sunshine, smattering of clouds, 13 degrees out there. Winds fairly light out of the north at 15 kilometers per hour. Pressure rising. Humidity sitting at 97%. So yes, yesterday we were starting off gloomy, rainy. Today we have a good dose of vitamin D to go with some rain that's coming later. Details on that in a moment. But let's now talk about our current conditions. They are looking pretty favorable across the board. Morden and Winkler, Portage La Prairie at 14 degrees this hour. Over in southwestern Manitoba, Brandon and Dauphin kicking the day off at 13 degrees. To the north we go, where Churchill is sitting much warmer than they have been the last couple of mornings, 7 degrees. And finally, those foggy mornings have seemed to dissipated. A clearer start to your day. 13 in Lynn Lake and Thompson, 15 in Island Lake. We still see the ends of that system, the last gasps of that low pressure system that brought a good amount of rainfall through southern Manitoba and will continue today, although it won't quite be as organized as it was yesterday. Quite scattered if we do get any rain. By Environment and Climate Change Canada's estimation, we have about a 60% shot, and there is always that chance of some thunderstorms wrapped in there. So you want to dress the kids appropriately as they head out to school. It'll be about 15 as they arrive at class with that chance of rain. Slightly warmer as they take lunch at 18 degrees. Still rain likely dogging us, and then instability wraps in as they head home at 20 degrees. We'll get a little bit warmer than that. 21 degrees is our high. 24 is what's seasonal. Winds pretty strong throughout the day out of the northeast at 30 kilometers per hour. They stay strong overnight as our rainfall likely persists in fits and starts. Temperatures dipping down to 12, and then tomorrow bright, sunny, warm, a high of 24 degrees. Your Skywatch picture of the day, Ray snapped these guys grazing, enjoying the weather in Kelwood. Thank you so much for sending that in, and keep your weather photos coming to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
June 24th, 1509. Henry VIII was crowned King of England to start a tumultuous 38-year reign. Best known for his 6 wives, Henry split the Church of England from the Roman Catholic Church in his efforts to divorce his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. He changed religious ceremonies, made himself head of the Church of England, and dissolved the monasteries. June 24th, 2011. At the NHL draft in St. Paul, Minnesota, it was announced that the Winnipeg franchise would again be named the Jets. Then the organization selected forward Mark Scheifele with a 7th overall pick. The team name was kept secret for almost a month after the announcement on May 31st that the NHL would be returning to Winnipeg. June 24th, 2024. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange reached a deal with the U.S. Justice Department to plead guilty to a felony charge and be freed from prison. The deal brought an abrupt conclusion to a criminal case of international intrigue and to the U.S. government's years-long pursuit of Assange. For the first time in the history of Ontario's Lottery Authority, a brother and sister have cashed in. Jonathan and Melaine from Toronto have been playing the lottery together for nearly 2 years, and it was all worth it when they hit the Lotto Max jackpot back in March, taking home $75 million. They both thought they had won $75,000 before stopping to count the zeros. They say the money will go towards helping their family for generations to come. Melaine adds that she used to clean beautiful homes for a living, and now she can build a dream home of her own. That's wonderful. Lego has set a new world record when it comes to speed. Their Koenigsegg supercar has set a record as the fastest Lego Technic big build car ever. It reached 111 kilometers an hour on a track, more than double their previous record of 50 kilometers an hour. The next show taking over Rainbow Stage isn't exactly a typical Sunday sermon. Stage is putting the finishing touches on its summer rock opera, Jesus Christ Superstar. It's the first of 2 productions hitting the stage in Kildonan Park this summer. The Andrew Lloyd Webber musical follows the last week of Jesus' life as told through the eyes of Judas, exploring themes of fame, betrayal, and power.
Makes it look like a rock show, makes it feel like you're kind of at Folk Fest a little bit sometimes.
There is no speaking, but I don't think that you'll miss it because, yeah, the story is so clear through the choreography, the talent on stage, but it's definitely a rock show.
And Jesus Christ Superstar runs Thursday, June 25th to July the 12th. Tickets are available through the Rainbow Stage box office. Coming up, Ainsley is live at Fort White Alive. It's a beautiful way to start the day. We're going to tell you more about some of the summer camps available for kids. Stay with us. Ainsley is hanging out at Fort White Alive this morning. If you're looking for something fun to do with the kids this summer, there are summer camps available. Good morning.
There's only so many opportunities for the kids to be in Winnipeg, but feeling like they're so far outside of the city. Leah Smith is joining us, and she's going to tell us all about the summer camps available. So what are these kids doing?
Oh, my goodness. Well, like you said, there's a lot of unique opportunities that happen here at Fort White Day Camp, like swimming, kayaking, canoeing, archery. We're in the city limits, but we really feel like we're at the lake. So there's a lot of cabin vibes and, you know, the forest and the trails, and we're really immersing ourselves in nature.
Mm-hmm. Another part of that, too, is connection, actually having the kids spend time with each other and not just sitting watching television all day.
Oh, definitely. It's such a unique opportunity, not only for the children to connect with nature, but also themselves and each other. A lot of children will come with their friends from school and fill up a whole camp with a classroom. And also, yeah, just make new friends outside of school, which is really, really important.
What are some of the other benefits of this as well? Because a lot of people talk about, you know, the summer learning slide and all that, just getting them engaged and in nature.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when you put children in the natural environment, their curiosities show up in a really unique way. So learning happens really in the moment, as well as a lot of, you know, our Fort White specials with our education team and the forest school influencing different activities and programs. The learning happens in a really gentle way that tricks them into thinking they're not really learning.
I love that. How does it work with registration?
Registration's pretty simple. You would go onto our Fort White website and find our day camp spot under the Families tab, and yeah, it should be pretty easy from there.
Okay. And it's a whole week?
Yeah, so you can register 1 week at a time, or all the weeks if you really want. And yeah, so there's some short weeks. We actually start July 2nd. So there's that short week, the 2nd and 3rd, which is next week. And then there's some short weeks with the long weekends. But other than that, we're 5 days here.
It's the people. Look, people are busy. These are the things they really want to know. All right, back to you.
Thank you, Ainsley. And it looks like such a beautiful sunny day today, but you got to enjoy it while you can.
Looks can be deceiving, Rochelle. Yes, you know, the good news is we're getting a lot more sunshine to kick off the day than we saw yesterday. The bad news is that same system that was dousing us is still sticking around, being quite stubborn about leaving. You can see it there. It's really broken up. It was quite hefty, quite bulky, taking up pretty much all of the south. And then today, it, yes, has lost a little bit of its heft, split off, and the bulk of it has now migrated over to northwestern Ontario. But we still do have a good chance of some rain and thunderstorm activity today, about a 60% chance. That's by Environment and Climate Change Canada's forecast. Temperatures better than yesterday as well, 21 degrees, 24 is what's typical. And those northeasterly winds will be pretty strong at 30 kilometers per hour. We're hanging on to that risk of rain and thunderstorms overnight, and we'll see temperatures dip down to about 12 degrees. Winds once again out of the northeast, easing slightly at 20 kilometers per hour. Tomorrow, we still have an outside chance of some showers. My thoughts likely is that we're just going to get a mix of sun and cloud. Nice, warm, finally seasonal highs of 24 degrees with those strong northwesterly winds. And then from there, sad to say, you don't want to put that umbrella away for long, because Friday will close off on a sunny, gorgeous note, 25 degrees with that mix of sun and cloud. But those showers roll in and really camp out for the next couple of days, all through the weekend, in fact. Temperatures staying warm, but it looks like that rainfall won't break for good until Tuesday. That's when we get lots of sunshine, mix of sun and cloud, in fact, and a seasonal high of 24 degrees.
Manitoba Hydro is working on an outage affecting about 1,285 customers in the North Kildonan Rossmere area, and crews are en route to an outage affecting about 790 customers in the Winnipeg Beach, Dunatar, Matlock areas. Winnipeg police made 2 arrests Monday in connection to a pair of separate homicides. The first is an update to an incident which unfolded last Thursday, June 18th. 55-year-old Ronald Alexander Greco-Finley was stabbed and later died following what police are calling an unprovoked attack in Point Douglas. Police say a 37-year-old man was arrested shortly before noon Monday near Main Street and Logan Avenue. He's in custody charged with manslaughter. And 2 hours later, police and tactical units arrested a 28-year-old man in the William White neighborhood. His arrest was in connection to a fatal assault outside Salter Market Convenience on June the 8th. The victim in that incident was identified as 34-year-old Kyle Christopher Desjarlis. Pembina Valley Pride says a billboard in between Morden and Winkler was trying to share a message of belonging to its local LGBTQ2S+ community, but that message wasn't well received by everyone. Someone defaced the billboard, spraying black paint on it.
It doesn't appear that it's just graffiti. It doesn't look like it's just tagged. It looks like they were blatantly covering up the rainbow and the message.
Pauline Emerson Freba from Pembina Valley Pride says the vandalism just underscores why they posted the billboard in the first place, to let the LGBTQ2S+ community know they do belong in this area. Winkler Mayor Henry Siemens tells CTV News, quote, "This is an unfortunate situation. I'm disappointed it happened. This is not who we are as a community."
If you don't like something, just keep it to yourself. You know, if don't go out and destroy something. It's like, if I don't like my neighbor, I'm not going to go over to my neighbor's house and destroy their vehicle.
And if the vandals' goal was to silence their message, it doesn't appear to have been successful. Pembina Valley Pride has taken a picture of the defaced billboard and is now selling it on T-shirts. The city plans to end a pedestrian scramble pilot program in the Exchange District due to mixed results and the low number of people crossing. A pedestrian scramble means all lights at an intersection turn red, allowing pedestrians to cross in any direction. It was set up at King Street and Bannatyne Avenue a year ago. Based on public feedback, the public service says pedestrians generally said they felt safer, but many felt the intersection was already safe before the change. It also saw only about 2,000 people cross the intersection in a 12-hour period. Most pedestrian scrambles are put in place when there are 2,000 or more per hour. The public service concluded its report by saying it's unlikely there are any intersections in the city with enough foot traffic to warrant a scramble. The province is continuing to make improvements to Provincial Trunk Highway 2. Work is being planned in the Westman region on a 22-kilometer stretch of the highway, spanning from the west junction of Provincial Trunk Highway 21 to 2 kilometers west of 250 near Souris. It's currently in its design phase. A shoulder restoration project is also planned for a 20-kilometer stretch along where the highway intersects with Highway 83. That project is expected to cost $350,000. Work is set to begin next year. The United Nations has begun an evacuation plan to get more than 11,000 sailors out of the Strait of Hormuz.
The large-scale operation will be carried out in close cooperation with Iran, Oman, and all other coastal states in the region, as well as the United States and the maritime industry.
The UN shipping agency says they have the necessary safety guarantees and have thoroughly verified the conditions for safe navigation to support the operations. They say this plan will mark a significant step towards easing the humanitarian impact of the crisis some of the sailors have endured for months. You may think you live or work with the world's loudest person, but that's not true unless it's this guy.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
Joseph McGrail Baytup is an honorary town crier in Canberra, Australia. He's been officially recognized as the world's loudest person, yelling the word now at 122.4 decibels. That's in the noise range of a chainsaw, a jet aircraft taking off, and an ambulance siren at close range. Not annoying at all. Some road closures to remind you about this morning on William Avenue. The westbound curb lane will be closed from Sherbrooke to Tecumseh Street. The westbound curb lane on Higgins Avenue will be closed between Annabella Street and Waterfront Drive. And the southbound curb and left turn lane on Pembina Highway will be closed from Markham Road to Bison Drive. If you have any other traffic tips, please send us a text. Here's a look now at your gas prices. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.58. That's about 5 cents higher than it was yesterday. The lowest price in the city is $1.42, found at Domo and Canco on Portage. All this info is on GasBuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today.
Taking a look outside right now, we're sitting at sunny skies, 13 degrees. We're taking a break. We'll be back after this.
Calm start to the day and a sunny one at that. It's 13 degrees in downtown Winnipeg with a smattering of clouds. Winds light out of the north. The pressure's on the rise this hour. Humidity at 97%. I don't know about you, but I've been missing that sunshine. It was a gloomy day yesterday and a wet one. And as you can tell from our radar, we're likely not totally done with that same system that was really dumping us with that moisture yesterday. You can see it is mostly pushed, the bulk of it there, into northwestern Ontario, but the kind of last entrail remnants of it still dousing us today. A good chance of that coming throughout the evening. And we're not the only ones. Yesterday, Environment and Climate Change Canada was telling us all those different ways the rain would be affecting us in the south while the north sat pretty in the sunshine. You still have a good amount here along the northeast, but there's that light chance of rainfall in Thompson. But get a load of these temperatures. 26 degrees in Thompson, 24 in Island Lake and Gillam, 15 in Churchill. Stronger chance of some rainfall or maybe some thunderstorm activity in the northwest. Temperatures also downright balmy, above seasonal in Lynn Lake at 25 degrees, 21 in Flin Flon, 24 in Opaskwayak, Nation, The Paw, and Norway House. And then into southwestern Manitoba, still that chance of rain and thunderstorm activity dogging you throughout the day, about a 60% shot of you getting some rainfall. 20 degrees all across the board with the exception of Swan River, warmer at 23. For us here in Winnipeg and the surrounding Red River Valley, I'm going to move out of the way. Yes, rain, thunderstorms possible, likely into the afternoon hours if we get it at all. Temperatures also in the low 20s with some decent northeasterly winds at about 30 clicks. Northwestern Ontario, you are dealing with the bulk of that system as mentioned. So rain off and on throughout the day after a few pockets of sunshine. Highs, though, very warm in the mid-20s. Overnight tonight, come on, graphics. There we go. Temperatures dipping down to about 12 degrees. We still have a chance of some rainfall and thunderstorm, but it wanes into tomorrow where temperatures rebound nicely. 24 degrees under a mix of sun and cloud, and Friday's looking pretty gorgeous as well.
Thank you, Catherine. Let's go back now to Ainsley, who is hanging out at Fort White Alive this morning, and they have a lot of fun things happening there this summer. Hi.
Hi, good morning. It's so great because you get to hear Catherine talk about how delightful the weather is, and then you can see us actually reaping the benefits. Liz Wilson is joining us, and lots to do this summer. One event in particular we're going to talk about in this segment, though, the Chase.
Oh, this is so much fun. You want to gather your most competitive group of friends, or maybe it's a date night. It could be an opportunity to do any of those things. But the Fort White Chase, it's a second annual one, And it is actually a 2-hour competition that's timed, and you register as a team, and then you go all over the site and you do all these different missions. So it's anything from hatchet throwing to canoeing to solving like puzzles, things like that. You have to unlock different codes to keep moving on throughout the mission. So it's an incredibly fun event that is going to be on Thursday, July 23rd, and tickets actually go on sale today. So there's only 60 teams that we're going to take for these missions. So you want to go online and sign up your team. It can be a team of 2 or up to, I think, a team of 5. And it's just an incredibly fun, little bit competitive night to experience everything we do here at Fort White.
And I understand that after you go through the physical and the mental challenges, you can enjoy a beverage.
Yes, you get to reap the benefits of all your hard work. It turns into a patio party. So this is going to take place at Buffalo Crossing, the Paul Ulbrichtson Visitor Center, which is our McGillivray entrance. And after the event is done, it's kind of like a 7 to 9 o'clock is the hard work and the challenge. And then after that, you get to, we award the prizes for the top teams, and there's some pretty great prizes. And then you get to sit on the patio and enjoy a bonfire and a beverage from our partners at One Great City Brewing.
You know what? For some reason, this is reminding me of, like, The Amazing Race,
totally.
which is even better.
Yeah.
But we're out of time. What was the feedback last year?
It was incredible. I was here volunteering for that night, and we had teams that were super competitive. They dressed in costumes, so you get bonus points if you come like in a theme or a costume and you have fun with it. But I know the team that won last year is probably going to want to defend their title, and they were pretty fast.
Okay, well, I think we need a team, and Rochelle, you're on mine because I know how competitive you are.
Yes, we'll win for sure. Thank you, Ainsley. It's time to see our sports team moment now. Tara shared a photo of her son, Aiden McCammon, playing in under-16 flag football at Prairie Showdown. Not only did he win the player of the game, but these amazing athletes won the championship and are off to play provincials in Ottawa. Congrats to them. If you have a memorable fun team moment like that one, please participate in this contest. Attach a picture and you will be entered into the draw to win a $100 Chicken Chef gift card with draws every week. Head to the contest page on our website, ctvwinnipeg.ca, and fill out the form with your answer and your picture. Good luck.
Your Manitoba Sports Team Moment brought to you by Chicken Chef, where memories are made.
Today is one of the biggest soccer games in Canadian history, with the national team set to take on Switzerland in Vancouver, aiming for a win or a draw in the hopes of playing at BC Place Stadium in the knockout round of the World Cup. With more on what's at stake, here's CTV's Andrew Johnson.
It was a glorious rout, a 6-goal shutout, including hat-trick heroics from Jonathan David, earning the Canadian men their first ever World Cup win and doing it at home. A victory the team enjoyed briefly before flipping the switch to the Swiss.
We know that as proud as we are of the performance against Qatar, that to really capitalize on that performance, we need to back it up with an even better one against Switzerland.
You just have to appreciate what happened next game, but on to the next.
The team will hit a FIFA fork in the road, potentially moving in very different directions depending what happens Wednesday. A win or draw against higher-ranked Switzerland secures a knockout round game for Canada at BC Place and a week of rest. A loss, and they'll likely take off for Los Angeles and play days earlier. Canada's preference is clear.
Staying here in Vancouver is definitely our #1 goal.
They were on the field, the University of British Columbia. Alphonso Davies among them, the injured superstar available to play, but he will not start. A game that another Canadian legend says could further cement soccer into the Canadian consciousness.
The further that they go in this tournament, the more and more momentum is going to build.
Canada's final group stage match is sold out, but hit the online resale market, and the price to watch the Canadians make soccer history win, lose, or draw is about $1,400 a seat. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
And if you don't want to play $1,400, you can watch the game right here starting at 2 p.m. on CTV, TSN, and streaming on Crave. Let's see who's celebrating a milestone today. Happy 11th birthday, Raman. Lots of love from Mom, Dad, Amon, Grandma, and Grandpa. And a happy 80th birthday to Frida. Love and best wishes from all your family. To submit your milestone, visit our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and fill out the form at least 2 days in advance.
Weather is brought to you by ABC Fire and Safety, your CO2 refill store.
Temperatures starting to feel more like a normal June day. We're getting up to a high of 21 degrees when 24 is typical. Last year we bested that by a small margin, but well off that record set back in 1912, 36.7. You know, I'll stick with what we're serving up today. That sounds very oppressive. 21 is beautiful, and in fact the morning is also off to a pleasant start. 13 degrees, a couple clouds here or there in downtown Winnipeg. They will likely increase throughout the day. Winds are out of the north at 15 kilometers per hour, messing up my hair, rude. Pressurizing humidity at 97%. So let's talk about that rainfall, because we got some updated rainfall totals from Environment and Climate Change Canada telling us about some of the hardest hit areas. Stonewall, 65 millimeters, not what you wanted to see, I am guessing, considering the onslaught you got in that rough storm from earlier this month. Carmen, not far behind at 43 millimeters. The Winnipeg Airport had about 7.2 millimeters, and at the Forks 3.7. So scattered rainfall for us here in Winnipeg, and that's likely to continue again today. Maybe a millimeter or two, if that. Rain will be much more disorganized as that system really loses its gusto, and it's already pushed the bulk of it over to northwestern Ontario. Temperatures heating up, as you saw. We in Winnipeg 21. Much of southern Manitoba will be peaking in the low 20s. Northern Manitoba, meanwhile, you have warmer temperatures in the mid-20s, above seasonal. However, the northwest does have a good chance of some showers, so get that umbrella and keep it handy.
Music fans are about to descend on the city of Dauphin this weekend for the return of Dauphin Country Fest, and it will include musicians from all over, including Jelly Roll. Joining us now is the president of Dauphin's Country Fest, Dwayne McMaster. Good morning, Dwayne.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us. Now tell us about Dauphin Country Fest. It's Canada's largest running outdoor country music festival. How did it begin, and where is it at now?
Pleasure to be here, Russ. We began way back in 1990. As we've been going, this will be year 37 for us. We began in 1990, just a small music festival put on by some local people here who thought it would be a great way to utilize this fantastic site we have out here with this natural amphitheater. And it just took off, and it's been going ever since. We have what I think is probably the best site to watch an outdoor music event in Western Canada for sure, probably all of Canada, with that natural amphitheater built into the side of a national park, or at the edge of a national park, and not a bad seat in the house.
So describe the scene for me a little bit, because you described the amphitheater, which sounds amazing, but what else is happening in and around the area?
Well, it's a camping festival. I said we don't have nearly enough hotel rooms in our little community here to accommodate everybody. We have about 3,800 campsites out there if we are at peak capacity. And you come out in there, and it says you can pull in there. We open the gates tomorrow morning. You pull in there and park on Thursday, and you don't have to move again till Monday. I says we've got everything you need on site there. Even have sewer and water trucks going around to service your camper if you need. We've got daytime activities, stuff going on up top during the daytime, stuff going on in the campground with our street team going around the campground doing contests. We have a campground decorating contest. So it's not just a music show. It's not just a concert. It's actually an event. It's a festival. And we hope people are able to enjoy the whole weekend, not just the entertainment in the evening.
It sounds like such a blast. Tell us about some of the musical talent coming this year.
We're very excited this year. So we've got, of course, everybody's been talking about Jelly Roll, but we've got a lot of other great entertainers in here too. Our other two headliners on are Tyler Hubbard and Nate Smith. We've got Cameron Whitcomb is going to be there. Everybody's talking about him. The Hunter brothers are coming back again. Brett Kissel. We've got some Manitoba talent. We've got Sean Taylor band, just they're from right around Winnipeg there. Patrick from Winnipeg. We're all real excited about our local heroes here, Kate's Outlaw, coming back again this year. So they're able to be there. Anybody who likes rock and roll, Took is a good Canadian act. I do a lot of Canadian rock. So we have international, we have Canadian, and we have Manitoba.
That is so cool. Now, describe to us how many people show up and what that means to the city of Dauphin.
Well, it's basically, we're create a small city out there every year. We're looking at probably between 9,000 and 10,000 a day coming through our gates or on our site there. It's quite amazing to see. I said, if you ever get a chance, if you're out there, I highly recommend. We have a helicopter that comes out there and does flights over top of the site there during the day. And it's quite the thing to see from the air, to get up there and see that festival site and all the campgrounds. And it is a small city.
And really, the economic spin-off must be incredible for Dauphin.
It's fantastic. We've been doing it for, like I said, 37 years. I said, we're a not-for-profit organization, so all the economic spin-off during the event is fantastic. Any profits and any money raised goes back into our community, into the Parkland region. And this is a huge weekend every year for Dauphin and surrounding region. We see a lot of people come in here and, so they're staying at our hotels, going to our restaurants, visiting our community, and it really benefits everybody out here.
We're almost out of time already. Any messages for your massive amount of volunteers?
You know what, my message to them is just our heartfelt thanks. I said we couldn't do this without it takes about 2,000 volunteers over the course of the weekend to make this happen, and there's no way we could do this without them. And we thank you for helping keep Country Fest alive as long as we have, and keeping us going and helping out our community.
Dwayne, thank you for your time today. Dauphin Country Fest runs from June tomorrow until Sunday. Thank you, Dwayne.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Hello there, Matt Scooby with you inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday. For it, we will head to St. Louis. Diamondbacks taking on the Cardinals. Nelson Velasquez is going to lift one to shallow left center. Tommy Troy and Geraldo Perdomo converge on the ball. Now, Perdomo makes the grab with Troy crashing into him. The runner from third going to tag, breaks for home, but Perdomo throws him out. Rather unusual double play that could have been a disaster for Arizona, but that is your must-see moment. And that's it from the Sports Center newsroom. For all the latest news, scores, and highlights, head to tsn.ca or the TSN app. Have a great rest of your day.
The TSN Must-See Moment is brought to you by Super Blinds and Draperies, featuring Hunter Douglas products.
It's Wednesday, June 24th. Residents on a quiet street in Garden City remember a much-liked neighbor whose death is being probed as a homicide. Looming deadline. With just a week to go until the Kuzma review date, why trade observers on both sides of the border are not optimistic a deal will come anytime soon. And building up some speed. What's the top speed of this Lego supercar and how much faster it is compared to the old record holder? Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. It's 8 o'clock on your Wednesday. Thank you so much for being with us here on Your Morning Winnipeg. Coming up at 8:15, we're going to tell you about a fundraising car show. So if you're into those souped up hot rods or any muscle cars and you want to check it out, it's also for a great cause. It's supporting animals that need some rescuing. So we're going to find out a little bit more about that organization. We're going to actually have a dog.
I heard rumors. I could feel it coming off the elevator. It's like things got happier in here.
Every time there's an animal in the studio, we get so jacked up with excitement. But so that's coming up. But the weather is pretty nice today as well.
Raining cats and dogs yesterday. Different case this morning. If you want to take the pooch out for a walk, it's a gorgeous morning to do so. But you might need the doggy rain slicker a little later on today because, yeah, we're not totally done with the moisture just yet. 13 degrees out there. Clear and sunny. Winds pretty light out of the north at 15 kilometers per hour. Pressure on the rise. Humidity at 97%. So, yes, that system that dumped a good amount of rainfall through southern Manitoba yesterday, you can see the bulk of it has really pushed off into northwestern Ontario, but the last gasps of it are still being felt. So we're in store for a good amount of scattered showers and maybe some more thunderstorm activity. You can see a better sense of this on our futurecast. Good amount of clouds blanketing us here in the south. Northern Manitoba once again off to a clearer, sunnier start. Temperatures are going to be very warm, but look at all of these little kind of speckles, freckles, if you will, of disturbances. Could be bringing some rainfall and thunderstorms to the northwest. Likelihood it'll stay dry in the northeast, while we here could be contending with stray rainfalls here or there. Nothing as organized or as consistent as we saw yesterday. As the day progresses, you start to see it clear out, but it comes in fits and starts. As I hit it again, you see more up here, this time more to the northeast corner. And then again, more specklings rising up and falling again. So some instability in the air, not totally a dry day, but a warmer day than what we saw yesterday. 21 degrees is what we're looking at. 24 is what's typical. And we're rising even into tomorrow as we get more sunshine, but we're not done with the rainfall. Looks to be a soggy weekend ahead. Your weather art of the day, 2-year-old Scarlett made this beautiful picture of the sunshine for her mother. She says, "You are my sunshine." Pretty darn cute. And we would love to see your child's weather art of the day. To submit theirs, visit our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and you can fill out the form. Your art can be shown on Your Morning Winnipeg, but it is also going to enter you into our monthly contest for a chance to win a $100 gift card from Crockadoodle at the Kenaston and Regent locations.
The weather art of the day is brought to you by Crockadoodle. Spend quality time with loved ones and paint memories together.
Garden City residents are reeling over a shocking homicide case. The victim, a 73-year-old woman, is being remembered as a friendly neighbor and dedicated teacher.
Lexi was good to her daughter. She was good to her neighbors, good to even her friends that she had.
She would come over every so often, even to watch a game. She'd come over, and I got nothing bad to say. She was the most pleasant neighbor you could ever ask for.
Neighbors of 73-year-old Lexi Smart are in shock. Smart was found dead in this block on June 8th around 8 p.m., according to Winnipeg police. What started as a missing person case is now a homicide investigation. Ed Teplisky says Smart had just started work as a full-time teacher.
He was so excited. But nice to see. Lexi was never a person to be down or anything. She was always happy-go-lucky person.
Smart's neighbors say the loss will leave a big hole in their community. Meanwhile, Winnipeg police continue to investigate. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Homicide Unit or Crime Stoppers. The price to start repairs on Millennium Library Parkade has skyrocketed. A new report from the city's public service says the projected cost for the first phase of repairs has gone up by 56% since the last feasibility study 2 years ago. It's recommending the repairs go ahead, but scaled down to stay within the original $14.4 million budget. The repairs would extend the structure's life and give the city the opportunity to explore all future options, including selling it, which the public service now says has the best cost-benefit ratio. But Public Works Committee Chair Janice Luke says the city isn't in any rush to sell.
It's benefiting the city. We're making money on the parkade right now. It appears that if we do these structural repairs, we will continue making money for the next 20 years. We will see, it's an underground parkade. A lot can happen in 20 years. A lot happens in the world above ground in 20 years. So we're going to reassess it.
The report notes as of last year, the city was making $1.1 million annually from the parkade. Councillors will consider the report Monday. The U.S. ambassador to Canada says trade talks between Canada and the U.S. are nowhere close to reaching a deal.
In reality, they've never gotten back on track the same way that we've had progress with the Mexicans.
An exclusive with CTV News, Ambassador Pete Hoekstra says the bones of a deal were in place back in October, but they were derailed by that Ontario anti-tariff ad. Experts suspect the two sides were never that close.
It doesn't sound plausible if we were at a deal then and some extra circumstances came up that stalled the progress we were making. Surely we can get back to that track.
We are now 1 week away from the July 1st CUSMA review deadline. Lego has set a new world record when it comes to speed. Their Koenigsegg supercar has set a record as the fastest Lego Technic big build car ever. It reached 111 kilometers an hour on a track more than double their previous record of 50 kilometers an hour. Here's a look at what's happening right now on Donald Street. Things have picked up over here, as you can see. But overall, we have no issues to tell you about in this part of the city.
Traffic is brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. No appointment needed.
Let's go back now to Ainsley, who's hanging out at Fort Whyte Alive. It's a great place to visit throughout the year, but the summertime, there's something special about seeing it like that. Good morning.
Yeah, and everybody knows, I don't know why, not everybody knows. Everybody who knows me knows that I have such a sweet tooth. And Fort Whyte Farms has some great products, including honey. Kayla Pendleton joins us now. Tell us about it, because I'm so excited to give it a try.
Well, at Fort White Farms, we have our own bees, so we have honey being produced right outside of our gardens all year or all summer. Hot honey is one of the products that our kitchen makes. We have a commercial kitchen. We have youth that work with us in the summer, and they work with our kitchen coordinator to make different products, including hot honey, which is made with our own peppers and honey. And then we also have a variety of other products. So we dry our own herbs. We have beans that we've harvested from the garden, different drink mixes. In the summer, we have a farm store that will open Tuesday to Friday from 10 to 3 to start. And there we'll sell fresh bread, fresh baking. We have frozen soup with vegetables from our garden. We have frozen pork that we raise on site. We have eggs available right now. So everything that we grow on the farm, we turn into other products, or we sell right from the gardens.
This is one of those things, too, that it's like, I cannot believe I did not know that about Fort White Alive. So I'm really glad that we're letting people know about you guys. Another thing, too, you've got students in there.
We absolutely do. So in the summer, we hire about 15 students. They're learning different skills in our commercial kitchen, on the farm, and in our wood shop as well. So they're making wood shop products like bird feeders and bird houses. We also have them learning retail skills, so they'll be working at our farm store. They're providing farm tours and just getting sort of an introduction into what it's like to have a full-time job.
And really the benefits, too, are you're giving people fresh Manitoba-made products.
Absolutely. So everything that we grow on site is sold. It's as fresh as you can get. We practice organic growing practices and regenerative as well. So we're trying to be an example for how people can grow sustainable food right in their own backyards, but also locally in Manitoba.
Thank you so much. We're at Fort White Alive all morning long.
Thank you, Ainsley. A new campaign is trying to entice Manitobans back across the border. Drivers in Winnipeg might notice a billboard from North Dakota Tourism highlighting its state as close to home. And as CTV's Jeff Keel shows you, new data shows the number of Canadians traveling south may be on the rise.
Over the years, Christina Roberts traveled to the U.S. for entertainment and shopping.
Like different stores, yes, and concerts that might not come here.
But since Trump's second term, Roberts has no desire to cross the border.
I support the American people because I don't believe they all voted for that guy, but I mean, they're threatening us.
She's not alone. Throughout 2025 and early 2026, the number of Canadians traveling to the U.S. has been down. Now, this billboard around the corner from Roberts' house in Wolseley is calling on Manitobans to make the short trip to North Dakota.
It just makes me think that they're probably struggling financially right now, and especially border towns.
The marketing campaign Close to Home, Far from Ordinary is from the North Dakota Tourism Branch, and signs like this may be working. StatsCan data from April shows for the first time in 15 months, Canadian return trips from the United States are up 1.8% year over year. Canadian pride might not be the only reason people have been avoiding Fargo or Grand Forks. Fuel costs have likely kept people idle.
We expect to see a lot of local businesses marketing towards people right in their community.
The Canadian Federation of Independent Business says 86% of their members are worried gas prices will hurt local tourism within our borders.
That, big road trips may be off the agenda this summer as we see fuel prices continue to skyrocket. But that doesn't mean there's not an opportunity to support those local small businesses right in our community.
Those fuel expenses could drive Christina Roberts to stay put.
Everything costs more right now, so do I have money to go on a vacation? I have vacation time this summer, but I'm probably going to be at home.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The CTV Live Eye is brought to you by Bathfitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution.
Stepping outside this morning, not looking too much like a vacation. Clouds are starting to loom. I spoke about how beautiful and also kind of misleading the morning sunshine was because, yes, we're not totally done with that rainfall yet. 15 degrees out there as those gray clouds encroach. Winds out of the north at 18 kilometers per hour. Pressure rising, humidity sitting at 90%. Yes, that incoming system likely to bring a good amount of rainfall like yesterday. However, the difference, we're not going to be losing the heat as we did yesterday. Instead, instead, we're starting off at a very mild, very lovely note. 14 degrees in Morden and Winkler, Brandon and Dauphin. Over in Fisher Branch, 15 degrees this hour. Up in the Paw, 18 degrees. You can see temperatures throughout the north are warmer than what we're seeing here in the south, and that's going to be consistent throughout the day. You're dealing with some warmer highs, even above seasonal in certain places, but you're not totally exempt from that rainfall. This is the system likely to bring some rainfall and thunderstorm activity to us here in the south. Meanwhile, areas particularly to the northwest, it's not showing up, but you have a chance of some rainfall as well. So in Winnipeg, as you put the kids on the bus for one of the last few days, make sure to equip them for the rain, because it's a possibility as they get to class with temperatures at 15 degrees, 18 as they take lunch, and into the afternoon, that's when we again get that chance of some instability, maybe some thunderstorms. Overnight, we do have a chance of that rainfall persisting off and on, very disorganized. Temperatures dipping down to 12 degrees. And then tomorrow, we still have an outside chance of rain and thunderstorms. Likely, though, a mix of sun and cloud with a warm high of 24 degrees. We've got a dog in studio, folks. I don't need a better teaser than that to stick with us after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Oil prices continue their decline as more tankers cross the Strait of Hormuz and U.S.-Iran peace talks advance. Both countries have signaled progress toward ending the war, although negotiations are likely to be lengthy and claims from the two sides have diverged. A drop in fuel prices has prompted Porter Airlines to reduce a surcharge it tacked onto rewards flight redemptions earlier this year. The airline says the $40 surcharge was brought in March for all VI Porter reward flight redemptions to offset global aviation fuel prices, but it will now be halved to $20. In a massive study, researchers from the National University of Singapore found that both lower and higher income individuals are significantly more likely to buy fake luxury items than middle-income consumers. They found low-income earners were more likely to buy lower-tier luxury items, knockoffs, of course, while the wealthy would buy higher-quality knockoffs. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
For fans of hot rods, muscle, and antique cars, a fundraising car show will serve the car community, but it'll also help rescue stray or orphaned animals. The event is called the 11th Annual Paws to the Pedal Charity Car Show, and it's happening this Sunday. Joining us now to tell us more about the Paws to the Pedal Charity Car Show are volunteers Lee Sturmshag and Megan Hildebrand. Good morning to both of you. We can't forget the third character here. This is Potato. Look at Potato's little face. She's beautiful. She's not for adoption, though, so we want to be clear about that. She's your dog, but she used to be a foster, right? So that's the whole point, is all about animals.
Yeah, so Potato actually came from one of the fosters that we're supporting. So let me tell you a little bit about Paws to the Pedal.
Yes.
So we're a volunteer-run charity car show that raises funds for animal welfare. So our primary cause is bringing together the car community and raising funds for local animal rescues.
Okay.
So each year we put on a charity car show that brings in all sorts of makes and models of cars, and it's a really family-friendly event. Like, we have all sorts of food vendors, and all funds raised, we also accept donations as well. All funds raised go towards the rescue of choice, which this year is Penny's All Breed Animal Rescue.
Tell us about Penny's All Breed. What do they do there?
Yeah, so Penny's All Breed Animal Rescue is also a volunteer-run charitable animal rescue who rehomes and rehabilitates all types of animals, so cats, dogs, and that's where Potato came from, who's being a ham right now.
She's doing a good job.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the car enthusiasts that are part of the show, because they're the ones who are really supporting this cause, because it's a competition as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we have all makes and models of cars. So there's everything from American classics to JDM classics, European imports, and really, it brings together all sorts of these different car enthusiast groups.
Yeah.
And they're really competing. Like, there's judging. So there's not smoke shows or anything like that. It's really just about the work that the people have put into these cars and really kind of honoring that.
Yeah. Do you find there's a correlation between car enthusiasts and animal enthusiasts?
Well, I think it's the best of both worlds. There's nice cars and animals all around. At the car show, I've seen dogs, cats, and even goats. So
really?
It's a great time. The community is great. The volunteers are great. We all just show up, have a great big smile on our face, have a great time, and it's really just such a great community event that welcomes everyone.
Yeah, and every year you change the charity, right? Or the rescue that you support?
Yeah, so we try to spread the love a little bit, just because there's so many great animal rescues in Winnipeg. They're all, a lot of them are volunteer run. They're all always looking for help, support in any way they can. So we really try to spread the love by choosing a different animal rescue every year. But that's not to say we don't work with the same one multiple times, but we've worked with, in the past, Manitoba Mutts, Darcy's Ark, even the Winnipeg Humane Society.
Okay, what do you want people to know? If they can't make it, they can still support you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So our show really drives on local sponsorships.
Okay.
So, local businesses will sponsor us, and sponsorship information is available on our website, which is pausethepedal.com, and also on our social channels, which is at pausethepedal on Instagram.
Okay, and so there will be cute dogs and animals there as well.
Absolutely. So, yeah.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
There's going to be adoptables. There's going to be fosters. Another way to donate is we do have a list on our socials and the website, which is www.pausethepedal.com. And then Penny's also has a wish list if you're looking to donate on the things that they need for their rescue.
Okay. So if somebody wants to check this out this weekend, where and when is it happening?
Yeah, so it's this Sunday, June 28th, at the Red River Polytech Notre Dame campus at 2055 Notre Dame Avenue. I know and it's 1 to 5 p.m. and we encourage people to come at 1 p.m., not earlier. And I know there is, looking at the weather forecast, it's a little dicey, so I do want to just call out that our rain date will be July 5th.
There's an option for that as well.
But of course, reference our website for up-to-date weather information.
Okay, well, thanks you guys, and good luck on Sunday.
Thank you so much.
Potato.
Never met a potato I didn't like, and that dog is included in that list. Adorable. Yeah, precarious weather definitely on the way for the weekend, as they mentioned, but also currently, I have this out just in the last few seconds because it's started to cloud over and there are a few stray drops here or there. It's 15 degrees, the winds out of the north, pressure rising, humidity at 90%. So yes, rainfall expected off and on throughout the day. Our skies likely to stay relatively cloudy in southern Manitoba, alongside some decently strong northeasterly winds at 30 kilometers per hour. Temperatures warmer than yesterday, that's a plus. In Winnipeg, we're looking at 21 degrees, much of the rest of the south peaking up above the 20 mark. And then to the north we go, where temperatures are even warmer, peaking in some areas in the mid-20s. And you'll deal with a good amount of sunshine in the northeast, but much of the rest of the north has a good chance of some rainfall and thunderstorm activity as some instability moves into your region. But that humidity definitely on par. Temperatures peaking at around 25 degrees, so it'll be hot, steamy, and maybe a little bit wet. Your Skywatch picture of the day, snapped by Ray of these beautiful animals enjoying that weather. Thanks for sending that in, and keep yours coming to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
Weather is brought to you by Canadian Footwear, helping you find the perfect fit.
Canadians will be celebrating Multiculturalism Day Saturday, and the Osborne Village Biz is bringing back its free music festival. It's called Village Music Fest, and it will include more than 30 artists, 12 venues, interactive art installations, and workshops. Joining us now from the Osborne Village Biz is Zori Gervais. Good morning, Zori.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, this started last year.
Yes.
It was both a Friday and a Saturday. This year it's only on the Saturday, but it was huge last year. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it went really well last year. We had tons of participants show up. They had a great time participating in the different dance workshops that we had, as well as watching all of the different performers at the venues.
Yeah.
So this year we've expanded some of that programming. There's more participation. People can come learn how to do Bollywood dancing or taiko drumming, as well as a bunch of different arts and crafts workshops with really cool projects from around the world.
The Bollywood one, oh my goodness, that sounds like fun. Let's talk about why you expanded it. Those were the things that people love the most, right?
Yeah, well, that was really an idea in terms of having more family programming, because we found that that's something that really anybody can get into. You know, whether you have a little baby or a teenager, or you are yourself a young adult or an older person, like everybody can have a good time practicing some sort of new dance moves.
Right.
And it's just kind of a great equalizer and a good time to learn about different cultures.
So it's gone from a 2-day event to a 1-day event, but it's sort of expanded. It's throughout the day, it's throughout the evening, right?
Yeah, exactly. The scope is quite expanded. So last year we just had 6 different venues. This year we have over 12 different venues, and everything is like indoors as well as outdoors. So anything that is affected by rain, there is an indoor option for that venue. Everything will go ahead as planned.
So tell us about some of the musicians that are going to be there.
Sure. So we have some amazing local acts that people will be familiar with, like the Haleys, Papa Mambo, Zrada, Super Duty Tough Work, etc. Then we also are bringing in the OPGMs from Toronto, and then there's amazing musicians like Amarula, Marisol Negash, just lots of folks from lots of different genres. There's really something for everybody to listen to.
When it all came down last year, when it happened, did you feel that your dream for the event was realized?
Yeah, I mean, we were just hoping that people would come and get to experience really how multiculturalism has changed Canada, especially the indie music scene and what the new generations are doing with multiculturalism. And so this has given us an opportunity to continue exploring that, and then also bring in some of those like real cultural traditions in terms of, you know, like learning Filipino tinikling dance, for example, right? Yeah. So there's going to be some really cool stuff.
And it's really fun for the entire family as well.
Absolutely, yeah. It's geared towards really being accessible for everyone. You don't need to buy anything. You just show up, come dance, come play. It's going to be a good time.
How has the area transformed as a result of celebrating our multiculturalism here in this country?
Well, Osborne's a really interesting area because it's so super diverse. I mean, I think on our street alone, you can get food from over 12, 18 different countries, all, you know, in a 2-block radius. It's insane. And so many of our businesses are actually owned and operated by new Canadians, and it's just really special to see the community coming together to share little bits of our culture from all over the world.
And you don't want just people who live in Osborne Village to check this out. You're really inviting the entire city, the province, to come and visit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a pretty unique festival in that there's nothing else really quite like it. We have other things, of course, in Winnipeg for celebrating multiculturalism, like Folklorama, but those are more where you watch traditional activities. And here, you're really getting to participate and then also see kind of the evolution of how these different cultural backgrounds mesh together.
It sounds like a blast. If you want more information, we have a link on our website. Thank you for this.
Thanks so much for having me.
Here's a look at Notre Dame Avenue right now. Things are moving well, but the streets are wet again as the rain is falling. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this.
Clouding over out there and looking a little stormy. 15 degrees. It is starting to have a couple of stray raindrops here or there, not picking up on the camera there. Winds are light, pressure rising, humidity at 90%. Yes, keep the umbrella handy. I've been saying that all week because we're still being dogged by this same upper low pressure system here. You can see the kind of bulk of it has shifted over into northwestern Ontario. You see scattered thunderstorm activity there. While we here do still have a good amount of rainfall to maybe look forward to, depending on what you like. So likely it's going to be another soggy one. 21 degrees, that's the difference from yesterday. A few key differences: warmer, and the rainfall won't quite be as organized, won't be quite as severe, and we do still have that chance of thunderstorm activity. I don't believe we actually got it here in Winnipeg proper. Winds, meanwhile, pretty strong out of the northeast at 30 kilometers per hour. Overnight, still a strong chance of rain, maybe some thunderstorms. Temperatures dipping down to 12 degrees with a good amount of cloud coverage as well. And then into tomorrow, low chance of rain, low chance of thunderstorms, but a chance nonetheless, and a high of 24 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. From there, the weekend is looking pretty soggy. We start off lovely, 25 degrees on Friday, mix of sun and cloud, but then those showers likely to move in overnight and really just set up camp for the weekend. 23 on Saturday as rain continues off and on. Sunday, we cool off slightly at 20. It's going to take until Monday to really lose that rainfall, and then we get the sunshine back by Tuesday.
More changes may be coming to Winnipeg's transit system. The Winnipeg Transit Annual Service Plan proposes a number of improvements for the 2027 budget. Among them, a direct connection to the Grace Hospital and shifting some morning trips to later in the day for higher passenger loads. This includes extra trips on the Dalhousie and Killarney routes to accommodate higher evening demand from the University of Manitoba to Pembina Highway. Council is expected to review and prioritize the recommendations. The city has also launched a new interactive dashboard on its website to monitor network performance and help Winnipeggers better understand decisions. First Nations leaders are calling for urgent action to help repatriate a significant collection of Indigenous artifacts from a private collection in Switzerland.
Right now, time is of the essence. We need to get these back or they're going to be sold off. And, you know, we don't want to see these items in some billionaire's building in Dubai or New York City.
The items were formerly displayed in a privately owned museum near Zurich and contain what leaders say are sacred and culturally significant belongings. The artifacts, which include ceremonial items, beaded regalia, and historical weapons, originated from Indigenous nations across Canada and the United States. The museum owner has since retired and is seeking 20 million Canadian dollars for the collection. Community leaders are raising the alarm in order to prevent the collection from being broken apart and sold at private auction. For those fans heading into the stadium, if the ticket price can give them sticker shock that food prices may have, a lot of people grabbing a bite or a brew at the game say concession prices are hard to swallow. CTV's Sean Leathong on what fans are shelling out for a snack.
World Cup beer right here.
While the prices fans pay to get into Toronto Stadium for the FIFA World Cup can be a lot, there have also been questions surrounding the prices fans pay at the concessions once inside.
It's really expensive.
I mean, it is a premium. It's definitely a premium.
Not what you want, but you expected.
What did it cost to get that?
Like $50.
Too much?
Too much, yes.
Like regular beer costing $18, water costing $7, and there's one item that's getting a lot of attention, articulated by YouTuber Jetlag Warriors.
I'm not going to dwell on it too much because I don't want to complain the whole video, but I'll tell you this. 2 hot dogs and 2 soft drinks. Okay, that's a combo. 2 weenies and 2 Cokes, $57.
That item has since been lowered to $51.75. And while the prices are high, FIFA says they aren't to blame. A statement provided reads, contrary to previous FIFA World Cups where a central concessionaire model was in place, FIFA has retained the existing concession operators at each FIFA World Cup 2026 venue, and food and beverage pricing at FIFA World Cup stadiums is broadly in line with pricing at regular events held at each respective venue. As a result, prices may vary between venues.
Usually the stadium is the one who's really in charge here.
Sports economist Victor Matheson says as prices are set by the stadium, a percentage will be shared with parties like FIFA or the individual clubs. So when comparing Toronto to Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, who charge only $2 for a hot dog and $2 for soft drinks, Matheson says Atlanta's prices are part of their strategy.
Let's make our fans happy with cheap concessions and see whether that actually generates more concession sales and whether that generates a lot more repeat business.
So while the prices inside Toronto Stadium may be more than some expect,
once in a lifetime thing, you know.
For Croatia, we'll pay anything at this point.
You have no choice. If you want to drink beer, that's what you pay.
And there are just a few chances left. Sean Leathong, CTV News.
Here's what's happening in traffic now on St. Mary's Road. It looks like these cars are just stopped at a red light, but overall moving quite well. We have no issues to tell you about. Let's look now at your gas prices. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.58. It's 5 cents higher than it was yesterday. The lowest price in the city is $1.42, found at Domo and Canco on Portage. All this info is on GasBuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your car today.
It's time now for your answers to our question of the day. We wanted to know, what's your favorite kids movie? Diane says best kids movies ever are the Toy Story movies. Can't wait to see 5. For a viewer, it's The Brave Little Toaster. Something about this movie just touches the heart. Marlene likes Cinderella and Pippi Longstocking movies. Unct's favorite kids movie is The Sandlot because of Wendy Peppercorn. Greg shared, growing up as a kid, it was my first drive-in on Ellis Avenue, Song of the South. Disney's Robin Hood and the Emperor's New Groove for Tracy. My favorite movie is Home Alone, says a viewer. For Leslie, her favorite kids movie is and always will be The Lion King, the original. Shauna says my favorite kids movie is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It was the first movie I saw in the theater. I have it on VHS and DVD and still watch it from time to time. Susan loves Labyrinth. Phoebe loves Goat, and Felicity loves Hoppers. Cheryl shared, my favorite kid movies are, of course, Toy Story. They were my oldest favorite, so they hold a special place in my heart. And for Craig, it's The Rescuers, a cartoon with Bob Newhart and Eva Gabor. Thanks for your responses.
Question of the day, brought to you by Provivo, Manitoba's #1 cool sculpting clinic. Science-backed body contouring.
Let's go back now to Ainsley McPhail, who's hanging out at Fort White Alive this morning. Hi, Ainsley.
Oh, I said, where did the sun go? It was so beautiful, so I think we're just going to make it. Chad and Ian are joining us now to tell us about some of the partnerships they have going on. Ian's going to start because there's tons of activities, first off.
Yeah, and there's more of Fort White to enjoy starting the beginning of July, so we extend our hours during the week. So we'll be open Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Normally we close at 5, so that's gives you a chance to get out on our trails a little bit after hours, after work, enjoy the outdoors. We also have our paddle night programs Tuesdays and Thursdays over at our Buffalo Crossing building. You can get out on the water. Canoes, kayaks are available for rent, and you get a time slot and enjoy a nice evening on a peaceful lake, paddling a canoe or a kayak. And then other opportunities to get outside this summer. Our ever popular bison bus tours are happening throughout the year or throughout the summer, and those are an opportunity to get out directly into our bison pasture and get up close and personal with the herd, get some great photos, learn a lot about bison history and cultural significance, and just a really interesting opportunity to get to know our bison herd up close.
Fantastic. And a brand new partnership. Chad, tell us all about it.
Well, I'm Chad, and I'm the owner of Be Together Bikes, and so we just approached Ian about the possibility of renting some of our unique novelty-style bicycles. We've been renting bikes since 2007 with our first location at the Forks, and now we've always loved coming to Fort White. Both my wife and I, and then when we had our kids, we started to introduce them to Fort White, and they absolutely love just being here, right in immersing themselves in nature.
Tell us about how unique this experience is.
Well, the cycling experience is amazing, and I think when you're on a bicycle, a regular bike, you lose out on the element of maybe having a companion with you. And obviously, that's one of the things we specialize. We're called Be Together because we wanted to create a way for families to be together, not just by walking, but also by cycling. And so many of the bikes that we carry are bikes that will hold one or two or more people. So we are excited to introduce that idea to people so they can come through Fort White and be with each other while they're cycling.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm going to have to try it myself. But first, inside, because I think that
it's about to rain.
Rain might be coming soon.
Yeah, I think so. All right, thank you, Ainsley. And on the rooftop, the rain isn't quite here yet.
No, Ainsley, though, really definitely onto something, though, because you can feel it shift. I just actually dumped out our rain gauge because it was measuring from yesterday, and I want to get a better sense tomorrow of how much rain we're likely to get. Currently, it's 15 degrees. It's clouded over considerably in the last hour, as Ainsley mentioned. You could really see it as the show has progressed. The winds are out of the north at 18 kilometers per hour, pressure rising, humidity at 90%. So yes, rainfall likely once again through southern Manitoba, maybe some thunderstorm activity as well. That's the possibility into the afternoon. Winds will be strong out of the northeast at 30 kilometers per hour. Temperatures peaking in the low 20s, just a few degrees shy of what's seasonal for us in Winnipeg. That's 21. The northeast, the envy of all, sunny skies for you and some very warm temperatures, about 25 degrees. There's a slight chance for rain in Thompson, but further to the northwest, a stronger chance of rain and maybe also some thunderstorms. But the temperatures there also very favorable at around 23 degrees. For us here in Winnipeg, rain still likely overnight, probably going to taper off tomorrow. Temperatures heating up and the sunshine returns. I'm going to make my return inside before it gets a little wetter out here, but stay with us. We've got so much more CTV Your Morning still to come.
Weather is brought to you by Garage Masters, your complete garage specialists.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
New research could change the way doctors treat breast cancer. Call it a less is more approach, one that could affect millions of women undergoing cancer therapy each year. CTV's Avis Favreau on the Canadian-led study that could rewrite the rules.
What are you guys preparing today?
Beth Chavalia is convinced she's helped women around the world by taking part in an innovative Canadian study. Diagnosed with breast cancer, she was prescribed zoledronic acid, but instead of the typical 7 intravenous doses over 3 years, she got just 1.
The side effects were terrible. And then I actually remember saying to myself,
I'm so glad I don't have to do that 6 more times.
The drug is used to cut the risk that breast cancer will spread to the bones, but it can also cause nausea, seizures, and kidney disease. So in the study of over 200 women in Canada, researchers found that just one treatment appeared to work as well as 7, with no differences in cancer spread or deaths, but fewer hospital visits for the women and fewer side effects.
We knew a single infusion would stay in the body for 10 years, so it made no sense giving the drug every 6 months. That's why this trial is so important.
Beth says she returned to her work at the Parkdale Food Bank much sooner, had more time for her family, and 7 years later is still cancer-free.
I will advocate as much as I can to make sure this information gets out.
It's part of a new push in cancer research called de-escalation, tailoring chemotherapy and radiation, where it's enough to still control the cancer, but with less suffering for patients and downtime.
We are now starting to ask questions about, it's not just about how long we live, it's also about quality of life.
Some doctors say more studies are needed, but others believe that for breast cancer patients, they now have an option.
I'd be totally confident with recommending my patients just a single dose.
Meanwhile, scientists say they're planning other studies to see if less cancer treatment may be as good, if not better, for patients. Avis Favreau, CTV News, Toronto.
If you want to learn a unique perspective of Winnipeg's past, you can get a tour of the city's hidden history of graffiti. This tour happens on a 1-hour boat ride on the river. And joining us now to tell us more about the graffiti boat tour are Winnipeg Waterways co-owner Will Belford and co-founder of Graffiti Gallery, Pat Lazo. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Well, thanks for joining us. Now, you bought the boat business about 3 years ago. And then you slowly, as you're getting more and more accustomed to this new business, you're partnering with other organizations, including with the Graffiti Gallery. Tell us why you wanted to do this.
So for me, yeah, it's our 3rd season in operation. Once we got our feet under us, so to speak, we started branching out and working with other organizations like Louis Riel Institute and, Turtle Tours. And I spend so much time on the water, and one of the things that is ever changing but always present is graffiti. And so it's sort of this moving canvas, and I thought, who better to sort of speak to this than our local expert, Pat Lazo.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about graffiti. It's a real illustration of what's happening in history at that time, right?
Yeah, it sure is. And on this tour, you'll be able to see like all different aspects of sort of the subculture.
Okay, and so there's graffiti. Well, the Forks is a gathering place. It's been a gathering place forever. And so is that what graffiti artists would do? They would gather there as well and express themselves through their art?
I don't want to really let too many of the stories out, but yeah. I mean, under bridges, it's like commonplace for young folks to gather, and yeah, it's interesting. It's got interesting history.
And how did you discover that history?
I had to hunt for it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of part of it.
Hunt for it by speaking to the artists themselves.
And going to the spots where you'd find the graffiti and that sort of thing, and you would. Yeah, you'd search for it. It's like birding, except for graffiti.
Well, it sounds fascinating. And so right now the river trail is closed, but the river walk is closed, but you could still get on a boat and take a cruise, right?
Absolutely. Boats float. And so even though the river walk is underwater, we can float in any condition.
So describe what the experience is like when you're going down the river and you're exploring the history of graffiti in the city.
Well, for me, you might be coming under a bridge and see something that you can see from any vantage point if you're on the river walk, but you might turn a corner and glimpse something that can only be viewed from right in the middle of the water. Okay. Just that specific vantage point. Even under some of the really tall train bridges in the middle of the Red River. I mean, you don't get an option to see that stuff from anywhere on land, and so on the seat in the water, hopefully you see a big long train passing by with all sorts of art from all over the country. That's really special.
That is so cool, and the fact that they did it in certain spots that seem very difficult to place art is also really fascinating, and you'll learn about that as part of the tour?
For sure. Yeah, I want to kind of sort of demystify or like let people in on what drives young artists like that to do that sort of thing, and yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Okay, let's talk about some of the awards. Last year you won the 2025 Winnipeg Manitoba Tourism Award for Business of the Year. Brand new business. You just started this 3 years ago. How does that feel?
Feels amazing. I mean, there's someone at our table was taking some cell phone video of us winning the award, and we were just sitting there like, isn't this great? Isn't it nice to be nominated? And we're sort of like pouring wine for our friends, like, oh, what a great night. And then we win, and the look on our faces, we're just like, absolutely shocked. It's such an honor. Yeah.
Well, congrats to you. The tour sounds fascinating, and tickets sell out quickly. So if this is something you're interested in, get your tickets as soon as possible. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
What a cool event. I think if Mother Nature was painting a picture today, it's sort of like maybe Picasso in his blue era. I don't know. It's looking quite gray, quite gloomy out there. It's 15 degrees, overcast, stray raindrop or two. Winds are light-ish out of the north at 18 kilometers per hour. Pressure's rising. Humidity sits at 90%. We're on the cusp of some showers. You can really feel it out there. Our radar shows that system. That's the culprit. It's kind of hanging around from yesterday. The good news is it won't be as prolonged with that rainfall. It'll likely be in fits and starts, and there could be some instability as well, likely into the afternoon hours if we get it at all. Highs, though, warmer than yesterday, 21 degrees, 24 is what's seasonal. Winds pretty strong out of the northeast at 30 kilometers per hour. They persist overnight, dipping to 20 kilometers per hour as temperatures dip as well to 12. We still have a good chance of rainfall and some thunderstorm activity overnight. It does technically shift into Thursday, about a 30% shot of getting some of that moisture, likely though a mix of sun and clouds and a high of 24. We're going to take a break. Your videos of the day still to come on CTV Your Morning Winnipeg.
Rooftop arrangements provided by Lacoste Garden Center. Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
Well, Catherine, camping season is in full swing right now, so just a friendly reminder before you go, check the forecast. These friends wish they did. Watch as he hangs on for dear life as the wind almost blows their tent away while he's in it. Clearly, they didn't set up in time before the storm moved in. I don't know if it would have helped.
This is why I'm an indoor girl. Won't find me there.
It's also gardening season, which isn't as glamorous as it sounds.
I'm a hobbit.
Lauren proves just that. She shows us how she thinks she looks while she's gardening, wearing pretty clothes and sipping a cocktail while watering her flowers, when in reality, she's dirty, muddy, and sweaty.
At least the garden looks beautiful, though. Labor of love.
Absolutely. That is a gorgeous garden. And then finally, there's nothing better than seeing the love between a pet and their owner.
You just remember what your pal said, darling. You got a friend in me.
He's serenading his best bud, Gerald the rabbit. The bunny looks quite content listening to his daddy play his favorite song, You've Got a Friend in Me by Randy Newman. So lucky to have a friend in him.
Maybe Gerald's inner monologue is like a different song, please. I've been listening to this for days, Dad. It's time to learn. You'll learn a new chord progression.
That does it for us. See you tomorrow.